The Tennessee Army National Guard is proud to support Middle Tennessee high schools and high school athletics.
We're working together to help schools and students get the most out of their high school years on and off the field.
The Tennessee Army National Guard is honored to join forces with MyTV30 and Friday Night Rivals to support the communities we live in, work in, and we serve in. Tennessee Army National Guard is volunteer strong.
Tonight's Friday Night Rivals matchup between two of Middle Tennessee's finest high schools is brought to you by the Tennessee Army National Guard and Bart Durham Injury Law.
Two of the best 5A teams in Tennessee play for a region title tonight. It's a battle of the undefeateds as the 7-0 reigning state runner-up Page Patriots visit the 7-0 Nolensville Knights. The newest Williamson County school brings the noise, and this is their senior night and the biggest game ever here in the 7-year history of Nolensville High School. It's the Tennessee Army Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. My name's Max Hers alongside Josh Corey. Josh, this is the best game in the state this week, no doubt.
Absolutely. These are two great teams. Class 5A, number 2 Page, number 4 Nolensville. This is why you love high school football, for the games like this late in the season that are going to determine playoff seeding, and possibly the winner of this game sets themselves up to be in a good spot for the bottom half of that bracket in the Blue Cross Bowl in Chattanooga later in December.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Rackley Roofing, transforming the roofing industry. First up for Page, this is their first game without injured star receiver Max Collins.
Yeah, some unfortunate news for Page. Max Collins won't play due to an injury sustained last week. Luckily for the Patriots, they have some solid depth at receiver that they'll rely on tonight. Look for guys like Boyce Smith and Ian Listman to step in and fill the void for Collins. Keep an eye on how the next man up philosophy plays out for Page's offense.
Nolensville is looking to turn the page to Page 3. They lost to Page twice last year in the regular season and the second round of the state playoffs at their place. Tonight they get them at their place.
Yeah, that's right. The winner of tonight's game is in the driver's seat for the region championship. To do that, Nolensville must avenge 2 road losses to Page from last season. This is a date the Knights have circled on their calendars since last November, and here we are. A win at home tonight would erase all of that and allow Nolensville to take the next step forward for their program.
Let's take a look at tonight's players to watch, and it's the 2 quarterbacks, both seniors for these 2 schools. One of them is a first-year starter. Page's Colin Hurd was the Region Defender of the Year at linebacker. He's made the move to quarterback this year.
Yeah, Colin Hurd's an outstanding player. You don't see your starting quarterback also double as your star linebacker, but that's how valuable Colin Hurd is to Page. Hurd is built to run the Patriots' RPO offense that relies heavily on the quarterback's decision-making ability. He's extremely accurate in his passing. He's very patient, doesn't force the ball into coverage. On defense, he has 71 tackles this season, but Page has been using him less and less to save him at quarterback. It'll be interesting to see how they use him tonight when it's all on the line.
Nolensville's quarterback, senior Kobe Walton, committed to Georgia Southern less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, watching film on Kobe Walton this week, one word comes to mind, Max: smooth. Walton's footwork, mechanics, his pocket presence set him apart from most high school quarterbacks. He's thrown for more than 1,700 yards and 19 touchdowns this season, and is a player that continues to get better and better each week. Walton leads a very balanced Nolensville offense, and the Knights will need a big performance out of number 18 if they're going to stay undefeated.
Should be a lot of fun tonight. The first ever TV game here at Nolensville High School, as we bring in our sideline reporter, Sammy Kincaid.
Yes, Max, it's going to be a lot of fun. The big story tonight is the atmosphere. For Paige, the head coach, Coach Rathbone, he had his team practicing some music all week this week to prepare for how loud it will be tonight. And at Nolensville, Coach Derek, he told his team after Wednesday's practice, you need to visualize yourself making plays tonight. So then you've already done it. You can get the nerves out of the way. This is going to be the biggest crowd we play in front of all season long. So go ahead and visualize yourself so then you can do it in the big moment. And for the Bart Durham injury report, you guys already mentioned it. The one injury tonight is on the Page side. Senior wide receiver Max Collins, he will be out after being injured last week. And so that is the Bart Durham injury report. And right after this break, we're going to have a whole lot more for you guys, including starting lineups and kickoff right after this break.
We're heading into all-wheel drive season.
And this RAV4 is one of 15 different all-wheel drive vehicles from Toyota.
RAV4 can handle the rain, the snow, the off-road, whatever comes your way.
Which explains why it's the best-selling SUV in America.
You got all kinds of room back here.
And RAV4 all-wheel drive can even come with an electrified hybrid powertrain.
Now, during Toyota's fall savings season, you can save thousands in fuel costs on an electrified RAV4 hybrid.
Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Tonight, watch Fox 17 Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust.
I'm Jill Jelnick, and I'll bring you all the high school football action.
The only 30-minute high school football show. Watch Fox 17 Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust.
This is what it's like in the National Guard. Did I mention it was part-time? I give them my time, they pay for my education. What are you doing today?
Versus LAFC, Sunday at 3:30 only on MyTV30.
You want to go double or nothing?
I think we should. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. You Bet Your Life. Nice job. You Bet Your Life, Monday at 4 on MyTV30.
The Page Patriots are hoping Nolensville goes night-night tonight. The Patriots are here. Made the 15-minute drive northeast within Williamson County to take on the Nolensville Knights. It is senior night. The Knights are in all black. It is the biggest game ever in now year 8 and year 7 of varsity football here at Nolo. Let's go down to the field for our Tennessee Army National Guard coin toss with head referee Big Game Billy Fellman.
Tails, grab heads. What's your call? Tails is a call. If I drop it, we'll do it again. It is a head. You know what that means? You're going to defer first. Let's defer first. Okay. You're going to want the football, correct? And you're going to kick it away from the scoreboard, correct? Towards the school. Come over here. There, if you guys stand over here with me. Right up right here. Here you go. Right here. Okay, shake hands. Good luck.
It'll be Page Patriot football on the road up against that student section. And those guys have all been here for like 3 hours. There is not an open seat in the house. Expecting at least 5,000 fans tonight here in the town of Nolensville. A vibrant, rapidly growing community on the northeast edge of Williamson County. Jack Weinbergs kicks off for Nolensville. We pop the confetti and get going with the Page Patriots running it back on a short kick. And they'll start around the 25 with a huge hit. Nolensville setting the tone early in the biggest game ever on their home field. That was Nick Rossamondo lowering the shoulder. Here comes Colin Hurd and the Page Patriots. Their state runner-up QB from last year, Jake McNamara, is on to UTEP. Colin Hurd was their best defender last season. As a senior, he takes on QB.
Yeah, and he certainly had a great year at quarterback. Probably their best linebacker as well, but just too good of a player to sit on defense, and he's going to start this offense off tonight.
Ethan Cunningham, the junior running back, with the handoff. And he loses a yard on the first play. Here's the Page Patriots starting offense. Hurd the quarterback, Cunningham the running back. Without leading receiver Max Collins, Boyce Smith becomes their new number one. Henry Case and Ethan Listman are there. Jace Hoth is the tight end. O-line led by three-star prospect Ronan O'Connell, with Jake Rathbone, Andrew Michelle, Kyle Kowalski, and Austin Johnson for the Page Patriots, who on the first two plays tonight, Josh, do something they haven't done in years. Go two tight ends with Caleb Meeks, a backup O-lineman, wearing an eligible number. Here's Ethan Cunningham, and he gets a first down.
Yeah, we'll take another look at this out of two tights right here. You're exactly right. Not the typical offense we see out of Page, but Coach Rathbone for Page thinks they've got something up front, maybe an advantage, he thinks, against this front seven in Nolensville. They're going to try to pound the football.
That's good for a BMC Metalworks first down for Page in the white uniforms on the road. We'll stay with two tights and 12 personnel. Fake handoff, pass over the middle is caught by Boyce Smith, great-grandson of the legendary Springfield coach of the same name, who is a Tennessee High School Sports Hall of Famer. Let's meet the starting defense for the Nolensville Knights. They play a 3-4. Taylor Wines, Stafford Bussey, and Trey Woods up front. Joe Carano, Jaden Wyatt, Nick Rossamondo, and Jackson Bandy, the linebackers. The cornerbacks have a ton of picks, 9 between them for Derek Burrows and Tarek Washington. Then Nico Amato and Eric Harper, the safeties. Another play fake, Hurd takes off, and he gets knocked down. That's Derek Burrows, the starting corner, but it's good for a first down.
Yeah, that was a busted play right there. Some miscommunication between Hurd and his running back, Ethan Cunningham. Nowhere to go for Hurd right there, and well defended by the Knights defense.
That's another BMC Metalworks first down for the Patriots. Both of these teams are 7-0 here in Week 8 as Cunningham goes nowhere. Met up front by Nick Rossamondo and Jaden Wyatt. Two stout dudes who carry a lot of boom. Wyatt is 5'9", 225, and Rossamondo right there is 5'8", 205.
Yeah, we saw Rossamondo on that opening tackle on the kickoff. These are both the inside linebackers out of that 3-4 defense for the Knights right there. I'll tell you what, they are undersized inside backers, but you better account for them in your scheme. And the Patriots didn't do a good job of picking them up that time.
The Rossamondo family moved here when Nick's dad, Pete, was the O-line coach at Vanderbilt. He's now the O-line coach at the University of Charlotte, but the family still lives here. Pass out to Ethan Cunningham for a first down. The running back has been really involved in the pass game and will be even more so with Collins missing.
Yeah, Cunningham, 678 rushing yards coming into this game. He's a complete back, though. He can catch it out of the backfield as well. There you see his ability as a receiver, and something that the coaching staff saw from upstairs. They really liked it. You're exactly right. With Max Collins out tonight, they're going to have to rely more on other guys to step up. We talked about Boyce Smith. We talked about Ethan Listman. McLean Copeland is another guy, and Henry Kaysen to round out that receiving core tonight.
Cunningham has a good first down gain with help from the center Andrew Michelle. It's a gain of either 4 or 5. Page has already taken nearly 4 minutes off the clock in the first drive of this ball game. An absolute madhouse here at Nolensville High School. Opened in the fall of 2016, and they are already pushing 6A enrollment numbers. This place is growing like crazy.
Yeah, and what a great atmosphere. Not only were the students here, but all the fans were here a couple hours before kick as well. And there you see the wide shot right there. Just one of the greatest scenes that we've seen in a long time for a high school football game.
First ever TV game at this venue, and Cunningham's taken down. Jackson Bandy busts through. It'll be third and around 8.
See Bandy right there. Just beats number 12, Boy Smith, across his face right there. Great leverage. But to check this flag out, there's a penalty flag thrown on that last play.
Looked like illegal procedure against Page, but I think Nolensville is going to decline it. Your choices here are 2nd and 11 or 3rd and 9. And they will take 3rd and 9, Billy Feldman tells us. There's head coach Paul Derrick for Nolensville. Been on the staff here since the school was founded. It's his 5th year as the head coach, 7 as the D coordinator. He is still the D coordinator as well as the head coach. Father Ryan alumnus. 3rd and 9. Hurd throws. Incomplete. Tarek Washington breaks it up.
Well defended by the corner, Tarek Washington, number 8 right there. 4 interceptions on the season for Washington coming into tonight's game. And Hurd got the matchup that he wanted right there. But watch him come in late. Washington does a great job of closing on that football to bring up 4th down and 9 for Page on what's been an impressive opening drive for the Patriots.
Offense on the field. Boy Smith and McLean Copeland, the receivers. Still 2 tight ends. Whistle before the snap. And they'll back it up 5. False start against Page.
Yeah, they're going to get a procedure penalty right there moving early. That's going to put them back into a 4th and 14 for the distance right here. And Coach Derrick's defense holds there. You see Charles Rathbone, the head coach for the Page Patriots. 4th and 14, just a little bit too much for him. He decides to play field position, bring on his punting unit.
Gavin Rush is the Page punter. Dylan Northcutt, the receiver, makes the fair catch around the 8-yard line, and that's where Nolensville will start after this. Battle of undefeateds. Page is 7-0 for the 2nd straight year. Nolensville is 7-0 for the 2nd time ever. Biggest game in the States on MyTV30 tonight.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
Mark your calendar. The Rooms to Go Fall Holiday Sale has only 4 days left to get 60-month interest-free financing. Just 4 days to get big holiday sale savings, plus the benefit of interest-free payments stretched out over 60 months. So shop today and get bold. The great-looking furniture you need. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, kids' rooms, and more. Plus 60-month interest-free financing at the Rooms to Go Fall Holiday Sale. Hurry, just 4 days to go.
We've obtained documents revealing that Hardee's is extending breakfast hours to 12 p.m. on weekends.
Can I take a closer look?
Oh, wow. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
For tonight's game, the United States Marines National Anthem moment played by the string section of the great band here at Nolensville High School. I think if Nolensville's band were a school, their football team would play in 4A, Josh.
Yeah. I mean,
they're like 180 people in their band. It is unbelievable.
It's a huge band, and I like the orchestra playing the national anthem. That was a nice touch, and just an unbelievable atmosphere, as Sammy Kincaid told us in the open. This is exactly why you love high school football.
Kobe Walton is their second-year starter as the senior quarterback. Committed to Georgia Southern to play Group of 5 FBS football a couple weeks ago. Having a great senior season, trying to keep his boys undefeated. It's their first offensive snap of the night, starting at their own 10. Walton throws. And a flag. Hudson Amison was the defender, working against Eric Harper.
Well, they're going to get Amison right there for pulling on that jersey on the receiver. Pass interference as the receiver goes into the break in his route. The defender grabs him, and you can't do that.
Nolensville's receivers this week felt like they had some matchups they could exploit against this young Page secondary. Both the safeties are first-year starters. Amison, who committed that penalty, is a junior. The other is Knight Wilson, a freshman. And not a redshirt freshman, not a COVID freshman. We don't have those in high school.
There's the pull right to the back of the jersey right there for Eric Harper, the intended receiver. This is a Nolensville offense that's very balanced, run versus pass. They're averaging 41 points a game coming in to tonight.
That first run won't go far. Samson Johnson, the fourth-year starter senior running back. Best players in the history of the program as we show you the Nolensville offense. Walton, the quarterback. Johnson, the starting running back. Chance Fitzgerald is the biggest prospect on the team, senior receiver. Dylan Northcutt, Eric Harper, Nick Arafis, the tight end. Bailey Black, Brendan Fortenberry, Braden Soper, Hayden Collette, and Dylan Heskett, the starting O-line for the Knights. Playing under a full moon tonight. Another handoff to Johnson. Spread it out. Get a pretty good second down run. Gain of 4 or 5 for Johnson, who already has over 500 yards this season. Eric Hazard on the tackle. Sophomore outside linebacker for Page. Here's the rest of their defense, brought to you by BMC Metalworks. Jace Hoth, Amarian Anderson, Ronan O'Connell up front. Brendan Ains takes over Colin Hurd's vacant spot because he's playing QB. The inside linebackers are great. Caden Walker and Connor West, very experienced. Eric Hazard, their leading sacker at outside backer. Then the two corners, Seth Cabali and Jordan Rutland. The safeties we talked about, Hudson Amison and Knight Wilson.
That was a procedure penalty on the Nolensville offense. That's going to back them up 5 and move them back to 3rd and 10 right here on their opening drive.
Kobe Walton turns down the screen and nearly throws a pick. Caden Walker, one of those great inside backers, had it in one hand. 4th down.
Yeah, nowhere to go with the football right there. Talked about Walton, who doesn't usually force the ball into coverage. Good time right there for him to throw the football, but that would have been ill-advised to throw into that coverage right there. He had a man deep who was running a corner route right there, but unable to connect. Going to bring up 4th and 10, so our second punt of the night on both teams' opening possessions here.
First down on a penalty for Nolensville, but that's it on drive number 1. Reese Miller, the senior, is their punter and place kicker. McLean Copeland, the sophomore receiver, is deep to catch the punt for Page High. Copeland will play a hop if he can. Not much room. Gets to the sideline. Here goes McLean Copeland across the 50. He's hit hard and cleanly into the home sideline. The sophomore with a nice little game-breaking play. He's been their 4th receiver most of the year. Well, tonight he's their 3rd, or maybe even their 2nd. Making a big play on special teams. Good start so far. We're scoreless.
This is what it's like in the National Guard. Did I mention it was part-time? I give them my time, they pay for my education. What are you doing today?
I'm Dan Morgan. A lot of people don't realize that our attorneys only get paid if you get paid. That means when you win big, we win big. And that's why we're in. We're all in. All law firms are not the same. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
High school football is more than halfway over, but the action is only ramping up. Tune in for every pass, tackle, and touchdown tonight at 9.
Monday morning on the National Desk, America's News Now. How much more gas prices went up over the weekend? Former White House economic advisor Steve Moore joining us to talk money and the projected economic struggles ahead. That's Monday on the National Desk. America's News Now, weekday mornings.
Join
joined now by the Tennessee Army National Guard, and I have with me Sergeant Napier. Sergeant, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So first off, can you tell me how the Tennessee Army National Guard is different from other military branches?
So I'd say our biggest difference is that we have a dual mission. We don't only just serve our country, but also our communities within the state of Tennessee.
And what kind of job would somebody have whenever they're in the Tennessee Army National Guard?
We do offer over 150 jobs, but to get the one that's really right for you, I would definitely recommend talking to your local recruiter.
And everyone always talks about the military benefits. What unique benefits does the Tennessee Army National Guard offer?
So our biggest one would be the Tennessee Strong Act. It covers bachelor's, master's, and trade schools. And then we also have low-cost health and dental insurance, just to name a couple of them.
Well, I really appreciate you joining me, Sergeant Napier, and thank you so much to the Tennessee Army National Guard for being the sponsor of Friday Night Rivals.
You are watching the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law on MyTV30. There's Paul Derrick, the head coach of Nolensville. We are scoreless here at Nolensville High School. Page starts their second drive of the game in plus territory at the Nolo 44. Page in the white, Nolensville in the black. Hand off to Ethan Cunningham, who's got a big one. First down to start the drive.
Yeah, that's the danger in the 3-4 defense. When you walk those inside linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, there's nobody at the second level. So if you can get past the line of scrimmage, there's lots of room to run right there. And Cunningham and that big offensive line for Page find it right there.
BMC Metalworks first down for Page, who got down to the red zone on their first drive, but took a penalty before trying to go for it on fourth and ended up punting. Cunningham again. He's been their workhorse so far, unsurprisingly. Page had a mission coming into the year, Josh, to run the football more than they did last year when they really threw it around a lot and made the state championship game. They've been so good with Colin Hurd at quarterback, they've still thrown it a lot. But without their leading receiver, Max Collins, that extra emphasis on the run game in the summer pays off.
Yeah, and they have some viable options at receiver. But this is a change in personnel for this team. They're changing their scheme up a little bit. They're going a lot of 11 and 12 personnel here, which is two tights and one running back we see right here.
Pass out left, dropped by Henry Kaysen. Junior receiver, who's one of those guys taking on a bigger role.
And that's something that the Page coaching staff sees on film. They think they have a decided advantage up front on the offensive line and think that they can push around this front seven for Nolensville's defense.
Collins got hurt in the second half of last week's win over Columbia, and every single player that I spoke to this week agreed that it was emotional seeing him get hurt. And he came off the field crying, knowing he was going to miss time.
Yeah, and it's a big loss, 52 receptions, 784 yards, 8 touchdowns, but also his leadership to this Page football team they're missing as well out on the field.
He may be able to return at some point in the playoffs, and this is his senior season. 3rd and 7. Hurd under a ton of pressure. Flag comes in as he pops it up towards the end zone, and it's picked. Eric Harper with the interception, and he's going to try and run it back. Cunningham takes him down. We had a flag in the offensive backfield in the area of offensive holding. We'll see if this Nolensville pick stands.
Yeah, we had a few guys getting held up right there. Let's listen to referee Billy Feldman.
Offense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is first down. Nolensville.
It'll be Nolensville football. Second pick of the year for Eric Harper, the free safety, who got under it exactly like a free safety.
Yeah, he played center field right there and just brought that out of the end zone right there. Of course, they declined the penalty, but what a swing of momentum for Nolensville.
You say center field. Eric Harper is committed to MTSU to play college baseball, but he's a shortstop. You were close. So Nolensville football, their second drive, again starts deep in their own territory at their own 15. Started at their own 10 last time. First down run. And a solid gain. That's Walton on the QB keeper. He does not run a ton.
No, he certainly doesn't. He's got 30 carries, only 33 yards this year. That was out of necessity because of the pressure that Page brought from their front right there on first down.
Johnson, a 4-year starter. He has been the starting running back for half of Nolensville High School's history, but they won't go to him this time. Screen pass to Chance Fitzgerald, who's got his first touch. And their number 1 receiver has a first down. He's a big dude, 6'3", 185, 29th ranked senior player in Tennessee.
Yeah, he's their go-to guy in this passing game. 40 receptions, 734 yards, 9 touchdowns on the season. He can stretch it vertically down the field. That time, we see the quick screen game for Chance Fitzgerald, and there you see him right there, 6'3", 185.
He's got 11 FBS offers and got 3 offers this week, including Georgia Southern, where his quarterback, Kobe Walton, just committed. Could be teammates at the next level, too, down in Statesboro. Walton gets it off to the running back, Johnson, who's met by Amison. Stiff arms him, but runs out of room. Good play all around.
Yeah, well designed right there. Ran a little over route on the backside. You see the rush right there. Got the little stiff arm out of bounds. And bring up 2nd and 9 here for Nolensville.
And Samson Johnson. Been a staple in this program for Nolensville the last 4 years. His freshman and sophomore year, they were state semifinalists in Class 4A. Last year, they moved up to 5A, lost to Page in the 2nd round. Probably going to see him again this year in the state quarters if both win 2 playoff games. And it's so interesting hearing from the 2 coaches this week. Paul Derrick, the head coach of Nolensville, said on Main Street Preps, both teams held up their end of the deal. They got to this point undefeated. Everybody knew this game was going to happen this way.
Yeah, and this after those 2 games last year, both in the regular season and in the playoffs, this is the one that's been circled, especially from Nolensville. They have to overcome that.
A mess on 3rd and 7 and a sack. Walton was down, so no fumble, but Page got in easily. Eric Hazard with his 5th sack of the season.
Yeah, Eric Hazard has a Western Kentucky offer as well, coming off the edge right there.
He was a starter from the beginning last season as a freshman at what he calls the most fun position on the defense. He plays outside backer and he blitzes every play.
Yeah, 3rd long, they're sending him right there. And I'll tell you what, if you're scheming up this Page defense, you've got to account for number 40 coming off the edge on 3rd and long.
Also went to elementary and middle school on this property at Mill Creek. Moved down to Page when he was in 7th grade. McLean Copeland looking for another big punt return at 21 yards last time, and he's got another here. Wow, McLean Copeland's a lot of fun to watch. Another big punt return for the sophomore. That kick will only net about 15 yards.
Well, we've seen Copeland earlier this year against Fairview in the opening week of the season, and he did a lot of these things on special teams. Gives you another dynamic right there. There he is. Just a great player all around. Also contributes to receiver as well, but really, really valuable for the special teams unit for Page.
It looks like based on formations tonight, he's their number 2 receiver in a lot of looks. They'll go back to their normal 4 wide to start their 3rd drive at the 40. Bobble on the exchange, and Hurd's got it. Let's go down to Sammy Kincaid.
Thanks, Max. You can see I have on a shirt that says "Be a Dude." It's a shirt that Coach Rathbone gave us during practice this week. And you can see a lot of dudes out on the field right now on the defensive side of the ball. And Max, I know that you're a dude as well. And he was saying, to be a dude, all you have to be is somebody that gets the play done. You could be a guy, girl, doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're out there flying around, playing hard, having fun. But Josh, did you get a shirt? Are you a dude tonight?
They did not have a dude t-shirt in my size. That is not
I think you need to check at home, though. I think we may have given one to your wife.
Okay.
So we at least got your family covered.
I appreciate y'all.
You heard it here first. Sammy Kincaid is a dude. Max Hers is a dude. Josh Corey is just an SEC champion, but not a dude. I'd rather be a dude, personally.
It's another procedure penalty right there by Page, and that's going to back them up 5. But how about Page starting this this possession in plus territory again. They're at the 45, started this at the plus 40. They have definitely won this battle of field position. We played the entire first quarter on this half of the field.
Boy, Smith breaks away and is close to a first down. He may have it. The senior who led the team in receptions coming in. Collins led the team in yards and touchdowns, but Smith is on his way to passing him pretty quickly as the new number 1.
Quick release by Hurd right there, and Smith does the rest. You've seen a lot of decisions to play field position, keep the clock running, playing two tights. This is not the Page offense that we're used to seeing, but they've done a nice job here in the first quarter as they look content to let this time run out, and that's going to be all she wrote for the first quarter. About as entertaining as a scoreless first quarter as you could have. Page has driven down 3 times, and then their defense has been near perfect. Eric Harper, an interception in the end zone for Nolensville, the big play so far. We are scoreless after 1 in this battle of undefeated region rivals.
Mark your calendar. The Rooms to Go Fall Holiday Sale has only 4 days left to get 60-month interest-free financing. Just 4 days to get big holiday sale savings, plus the benefit of interest-free payments stretched out over 60 months. So shop today and get bold. The great-looking furniture you need. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, kids' rooms, and more. Plus 60-month interest-free financing at the Rooms to Go Fall Holiday Sale. Hurry, just 4 days to go.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low-pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
Celebrate the good stuff at the Good Coffee Fest, a coffee forward festival connecting community and coffee lovers for a greater cause. October 15th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the outfield in Wedgwood, Houston. 100% of the proceeds benefit Harvest Hands, empowering youth to build pathways out of poverty through leadership development. Purchase your tickets at goodcoffeefest.com.
Welcome back to Nolensville, hosting Page, and tonight at the game you're going to see a lot of orange, like the orange ribbon that I'm wearing tonight, and that is for sophomore at Page, Jake Wilson. He passed away this past Friday, September 30th. He lost his battle with leukemia. It was a rare type of leukemia, mixed phenotype acute leukemia. You'll also see a JW sticker on the back of Page helmets. Our thoughts are, of course, with Page High School and his parents, Paul and Rebecca, as they mourn the loss of their son. Very tragic for the Page community. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Sammy. And the whole school was and is behind Jake. Paul and Rebecca, his parents, you mentioned, his sisters Emma and Hannah. Emma even donated bone marrow for him. They knew that he had passed away before the game last Friday, but didn't have time to fully honor him. They do it tonight. They hope to do it with a win, too, for their great friend who was a sophomore at Page High School. And everybody on both sides is wearing orange ribbons tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it's not just the Page community. It's this Nolensville community, and it's just unbelievable the outpouring of support, with all the orange and things tonight.
There will be a public service for Jake, and it'll be at a very cool spot for it. First Horizon Park, home of the Nashville Sounds, later this month. Check in with the folks at Page High School for more info on how you can attend, or check his Caring Bridge page as well. 2nd and 10 for Page. Hurd gets away. He's going to run. A lot of room for Colin Hurd down into the red zone, and he ducks out with a first down.
Yeah, Page motions to an empty backfield right here. That means that this rusher coming off the edge, Hurd knows they can't account for him in the blocking scheme. That was number 40 coming off the edge, Carano, and Hurd makes a good decision as Carano over pursues on the pass rush right there and picks up big yardage, moving the chains again for the Patriots.
Page is into the UPS Store red zone. The UPS Store is your printing, packing, and shipping solution. Also got a UA Local 572 first down. First and 10 from the 17-yard line. Play action. Pass caught. And Page scores. Boyce Smith. Our first points of the night. And a Tennessee homebuyers touchdown for the Page Patriots.
Well, this is the Page offense that we're used to seeing. This is just a slant route by the inside receiver, Boyce Smith, right there. And when you have this formation against this coverage, you have one guy to beat. That's the safety in the middle of the field right there, and he does it. And that is 6 points for the Patriots.
Boyce Smith, a well-known name in Tennessee high school football. His great-grandfather was the legendary head coach of the same name. 44 years as head coach at Springfield for the original Boyce Smith. There have been multiple since then. But this one has a ginger mullet and scores touchdowns for Page High School. There is, by the way, a chance Page could go to Springfield for the 5A state semis. You think there's going to be a line of people wanting to talk to this young man about his great-grandpa after that game?
Yeah, I mean, what a game that would be. We saw Springfield earlier this year, and you know, Coach Rathbone is used to playing deep into the playoffs. Page called the timeout right here, which is why we have the stoppage in play. Coach Rathbone didn't like something that he saw out on the field. But, yeah, I think Springfield, you know, is one of the best 5A teams that we've seen this year for sure.
Stay tuned for the UPS Store halftime report. We'll have this week's Rackley Roofing Scholar Athlete, participating principal interviews, first half highlights, and more. The UPS Store is your printing, packing, and shipping solution. We almost got the game last year, but it wouldn't have been at Springfield. Henry County beat them, went down to Page, and played the game of the year in the state, 56-52 in the state semis.
A lot of scoring.
Yeah. Hope you had the over. 7-0 Page. First points of the day are on the board here in Nolensville. Patriots strike first on the road in this battle of undefeateds here on MyTV30.
WKU is home for big dreamers, for those who shape the future, who set their sights high, accept challenges, fuel their passions, for those with a desire to create a better tomorrow. You don't come here to prepare for one thing. You come here to prepare for everything. You belong on this hill, where we engage, learn, grow, and celebrate together. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
Mental health playing a major role in a serial offender's court case. The Tennessee law protecting him from punishment. Tonight at 9.
A look ahead to your weekend, when we might find some frost for the early morning hours, and a look ahead at when it's promising we'll see some rain tonight at 9.
Digging deeper into issues crippling our schools.
Staggering number of students are going to fail.
Watch Crisis in the Classroom only on Fox 17 News.
We're here with Western Kentucky, and I have with me the president of the university, President Tim Caboni. First off, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having us. Glad to be here.
Thank you. And first off, Western Kentucky has a revamped scholarship program that actually impacts students in the Middle Tennessee area. Can you tell me a little bit about those scholarships?
Absolutely. WKU is the out-of-state school of choice for Middle Tennessee. And so we want to make sure that everyone who wants to come to Western has an ability to do so. So we built the Border State Scholarship. If you have a 3.0 GPA, you can come to WKU for the in-state tuition rate. Really excited about that.
That's incredible. And can you tell us a little bit about that experience that students get on Western Kentucky?
Yeah, we like to say we're a student-centered, student success-forward institution, focusing on every young person that joins us. And so you're not going to fall through the cracks. You're not going to be a number. Your faculty will know your name, will work with you, get you to graduation in 4 years. And we're really proud of that hands-on experience that they get.
And you just mentioned it, hands-on, that experience that they get. What is it that Western Kentucky University does specifically to help students get that and what job opportunities are available?
So for us, we like to think about learning to do and then doing to learn. So an applied learning experience where everybody gets their boots dirty. They get to take knowledge and make it useful, take ideas and put them to action. And so it's not just sitting in a classroom, it's everything that we wrap around that makes it for a really practical experience. And we've got 5,000 open jobs in Bowling Green right now. So if you need a job, come on up to Western Kentucky University.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much to Western Kentucky University for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals.
What I really need is a big red lapel pin. So, President Carboni, if you could bring one of those next game, that would be awesome. Here's our Vol State Community College scoring summary. Page gets on the board, good field position, and they cash in.
Yeah, that's been the story of the first half so far. The good field position starting in plus territory for Page. They finally cap off a drive and take advantage of it, going 40 yards in the first score of this game.
Zane Cannon made the extra point. He kicks it deep. Samson Johnson thought he was in the end zone, but he wasn't. So he runs it back and gets right around the 20. I'll mark him right at the 20-yard line. So that's where Nolensville will start as we check in with Sammy Kincaid.
Hey guys, Josh, I know you did not really care for Page's team motto, but I got a team motto for you on the Nolensville side. It's real. And after that Page touchdown, you really saw that real come into play. That real stands for responsibility, effort, accountability, and love. And it means you're only as strong as your weakest link. And over on the sidelines, you heard them say, hey guys, we're fine. We still have to do our part. It doesn't matter what just happened. We all have to stick together and do our part of the family. Guys, back to you.
I love the Page motto. I just didn't get a medium T-shirt, and I'm a little salty about it.
Page calls a timeout on defense before the first play of the drive.
That's their second timeout of the half here. They've only got one remaining, as you see. Nolensville head coach Paul Derrick.
So Page has had to burn 2 timeouts here on the last 2 snaps. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Bart Durham player of the game. Maybe a defensive player the way this one has gone so far, but a whole lot of time left for Paul Derrick, who's rocking the visor at night tonight for the Knights. He's their head coach. These are 2 of just 5 remaining undefeated teams statewide in 5A. 5 really good squads: Page, Nolensville, Knoxville West, Munford, and the Daniel Boone Trailblazers, all undefeated coming into this week.
Yeah, and Knoxville West is ranked number 1 in the most recent 5A poll. That's 5 good football teams right there in Class 5A.
Only 2 of them are in a region with another undefeated team. It's these 2 tonight. Out of the timeout, it's Zion Tamaska, his first touch of the game. And he gets to the outside and is pushed out after a big run. So Page goes to their second back. Samson Johnson gets a rest. Zion Tamaska. And we get to see the second member of the biblical backfield, Samson and Zion for Nolensville.
Well, and that's, Tamaska brings a change of pace, right, from Samson Johnson, and they use him quite a bit. Doesn't get as many touches as Johnson does, but the one thing I noticed from watching some of their film, he makes the most of his opportunities when his number's called.
He gets it again. This time not going quite as far. He is met and nearly decapitated along the D-line. Caleb Meeks got him. Actually, that's 56 Cole Combs, excuse me. The state champion in discus rotates in on the D-line and the O-line.
I think he's got a neck roll. That's after my heart.
That's a discus thrower right there.
The 1990s right there.
Hey, discus is taking it back to ancient Greece. I don't think I could throw a discus like a foot.
Yeah, you showed me a defender with a neck roll. I don't want anything to do with it.
Kobe Walton throws deep. His longest pass of the game is caught by Dylan Northcutt. Touchdown, Knights. "66-yard touchdown, and Nolensville's first time past the 50 is their first time in the end zone."
Yeah, this is just a situation where the Page defender falls down. Great patience from quarterback Kobe Walton to deliver that football. Defender falls down, and Northcutt takes it to the house.
Extra point is good from Reese Miller. The senior with his 7th touchdown of the season. He's only 5'6", $125. But his buddy Chance Fitzgerald, who's the other receiver, who is 9 inches taller than him, says Dylan plays big.
About the progression right there. You see him look off a couple receivers before he comes back to Northcutt. The Page defender falls down right there, and Ford just takes it the distance right there to tie this football game with 10-12 left in the second quarter.
Longest play of the night for either side, and Nolensville had not crossed midfield before that. They have woken up this crowd once again.
Yeah, and this offense needed something like that to get them going. They haven't had much success early on. The Page defense been playing well, and it's a quick strike offense right there from the Vol State Community College scoring summary. 3 plays, 79 yards in 1:28, capped off by Northcutt and his 66-yard touchdown reception.
Another example of how deep Nolensville goes with their pass catchers. They said a couple of times this week they feel like they match up really well with Page's secondary.
Yeah, you've got Eric Harper as well, and then we've already talked about number 1, Chance Fitzgerald, who's the leading receiver on this team. Very deep receiving core.
Weinberg's with another good short kick for Nolensville. And Page will start right around their own 25-yard line. So back-to-back scores to start this second quarter. And we've got a 7-7 ball game early here in frame number 2. 2 undefeated teams. Nolensville, the newest school in the county. Page coming off their first ever state championship game appearance last year. They've been around for 50-plus years. Got there for the first time where they lost to an East Tennessee foe in Powell High.
Yeah, I was at that game, and man, did they throw it around Finley Stadium in Chattanooga. They really passed the football a lot with Jake McNamara, who was the quarterback last year, like you said, now at UTEP. And Nolensville's defense is just swarming right there. That's Taylor Wine and Nick Rossamondo, the linebacker position.
It was Cunningham on the carry. A linebacker and a D lineman. A couple of backers and a D lineman team up. There's Rossamondo, the backer, who was in on it. No gain, 2nd down and 10 for Page. As the student section fires it back up with Page at the line. Colin Hurd in the pistol. Ethan Cunningham right behind him, the running back. Play fake. Pass caught by Boyce Smith, who has a first down. He has a touchdown and a couple of first downs so far.
Yeah, and it looks like Boyce Smith is going to be the guy for Page who steps up and takes over for Max Collins, who's out injured right here. How about the tight window that Hurd puts that ball in right there? That's an RPO, so he has an opportunity to hand the ball off to the back or pull it and throw the route that's run that time he hits Smith.
What are you seeing when he goes over the middle? I feel like that's where all his action has been.
Yeah, and what he's doing is he's reading the linebacker right there, and he's proficient at doing this. All of their offense runs off of a RPO system. He has the opportunity. He has certain tags on there that he can run the football, or he can throw it right there. That's just a quick screen out there, and well defended by Nolensville.
Nico Amato busts into the backfield. That fresh gold mouth guard is very fresh. He says he bought it right before the game today. He did some fresh new gear for the game tonight.
Yeah, Amato is a strong safety right there. He's a senior and having a great year for the Knights.
Ethan Cunningham with a good run, but a flag comes in. The entire crowd on the home sideline screamed hold, and they were right.
Yeah, they're going to get that on Jace Hoth, the tight end right there, who had a pretty good block going, but when that defender goes to separate, you've got to open those hands and run your feet.
Holding offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, 3-play second down.
Especially with those plays that are run wide. You see it right here, this is on the outside. Once he starts to separate, you see that left hand right there. You've got to open your hand, you got to run your feet, and you got to let him go and finish off the block. That time Hoth grabs cloth from the tight end, position right there, and it's going to cost them 10.
The head coach, Charles Rathbone, a former O-lineman at William Blount High School in East Tennessee, and then Carson Newman University. 2nd and 18 after the penalty for Page. Sack! Taylor Wine takes him down. His 10th sack of the season in game number 8.
You see Wine right here from his defensive end position coming off the backside. Hurd never sees him right there. What a good-looking player he is. Saw him in warm-ups. 6'5", 220. He looks every bit like a college football player down on that field. And that was a big play. That puts him 3rd and 25 right here.
He's playing on the right end of the defensive line, which means he's going up against Page's best O-lineman, Ronan O'Connell, who has 17 FBS offers at left tackle. And Wine said he wanted him. He wanted to go against O'Connell every play. He beats him again here, but the running back blocks him off. Hurd throws too high. Looking for Hoth, and it would have been close for a first down.
Yeah, well, Hurd had the matchup he wanted right there. Great job of escaping the pressure. And we see Wine in the backfield again for Nolensville. And this time the back has to kind of clean it up, but unable to get that one right there on 3rd and long.
Wine, the big senior D end, has offers from Tennessee Tech and Georgia Southern, who offered him this week. Also Illinois State, UT Martin, Troy, Lindenwood, and a whole lot of others. Gavin Rush punts. Northcutt, who had the long touchdown, won't get a chance to return this. Seth Cavalli downs it around the 42-yard line. 7-7 ball game. This one's brought the juice so far. You're watching the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law here on MyTV30.
BMC Metalworks, an industry leader in CNC machining, steel fabrication, and field support services, offering a new beam drilling equipment and new state-of-the-art Dragon CNC plasma tube and pipe cutting system. Visit BMCMetalworksLLC.com.
With so many lawyers on television, how do you choose the right firm for you and your family? I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. And here's my advice to you. Do your research. As America's largest injury firm, we have more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Last year alone, our team answered over 2 million of your calls and recovered over $1 billion for our clients. Our goal is to get you as much as you deserve as quickly as possible. Results matter. Reputation matters. Morgan & Morgan.
BMC Metalworks continues its legacy of over 45 years of excellence in CNC machining, steel fabrication, and field support services. BMC's #1 priority is meeting customers' requirements with quality assurance and superior service. Visit BMCMetalworksLLC.com to find out more.
There are only 22 undefeated teams in Tennessee after Oakland lost last night. 2 of them are here tonight, and they're in the same region. Page 7, Nolensville 7. Let's take a break for financial literacy with U.S. Community Credit Union.
Have you ever had your debit card compromised? It's a scary feeling, and gas stations are one of the top places where card information and identities are stolen. To help protect yourself, consider using a credit card when pumping gas at the gas station. Don't have a credit card? No problem. Just select credit with your debit card when at the pump. Doing so gives you added security and protection and will help keep you and your identity safe.
The Financial Literacy Tip, brought to you by U.S. Community Credit Union.
Great game so far here at Nolensville High School, home of the Knights. They have a literal sword in a stone here, Josh. Did you see that on the way in?
I did. I saw the shot of it when we did the starting lineups.
Did you try to pull the sword from the stone?
I did not.
Okay, I tried it. Didn't work.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Founded in 2016, they have been open zone for Williamson County because they're just trying to build the school up, and that's about to change because this is one of the fastest growing areas in the state and probably anywhere in the country, too. Nolensville has the football in the black, their best starting field position of the game. Dylan Northcutt with a good pickup. He had a 66-yard touchdown catch last drive. He starts this drive with a good first down pickup of 6 or 7.
Yeah, this is just Kobe Walton trying to get the ball into the hands of the speedy Dylan Northcutt. And then we see the Knights run a little tempo right here.
2nd and 3 after a 7-yard gain. Here's Samson Johnson on the pitch. He can't get to the edge. Brendan Ains takes him down. Ains, the sophomore outside linebacker, moved here this year from Denver, where he played for Valor Christian. He has taken over for Colin Hurd at linebacker, letting him play QB.
Yeah, and he's played very well. This is just kind of a little toss, a little sweep. Nice job of keeping outside leverage. He's got contained in that particular defense, so you got to keep your outside arm free. He does that, and nowhere to go for Johnson at running back.
Good looking orange gloves and socks, too, to honor Jake Wilson. 3rd and 5. Kobe Walton, the Georgia Southern commit, tries to run for the first down, and he's close. And he's got it. First down, Nolensville.
You see his ability to escape the pressure right there. Pulls it back as he tries to throw. Knows where the sticks are, gets out of bounds. I'm sure Coach Derrick doesn't want his star quarterback taking those kind of shots. But big first down pickup for Nolensville.
He's had a couple of big runs today. The Nolensville stats, which are very well kept, only had him with 33 rushing attempts coming in. Handoff to Samson Johnson, who doesn't have much. Here's Sammy Kincaid.
Hey guys, over on the Page sidelines, I was just over there, and you actually saw Coach Rathbone in on the sidelines talking to his team, trying to figure out what's going on the offensive side of the ball. And it's that they're not playing their assignments. And he said the same thing on the defensive side. They haven't been playing their assignments, and they have to stick to what they're supposed to be doing, or else they're not going to be able to get the ball moving.
This is the biggest challenge both of these teams have faced this season. Both are 7-0. Two happy head coaches most of the time. Coach Rathbone bundled up on this 60-degree night.
Well, and that's the thing. When you have a coach, you feel like you have a scheme down. You got to execute it.
Intercepted. Hudson Amison with the pick and a big return for Page.
Well, these are the type plays in these close, important ball games against two evenly matched teams. Comes down to penalties, comes down to turnovers. This one's an interception. Kobe Walton's 5th of the season that he's thrown. And great job by Emerson back there in coverage for the Patriots. And this is a big opportunity right here for Page. Not executing on offense like Sammy said. Here's an opportunity for them to get the ball in very good field position and try to do something with it.
We'll start at the Nolensville 33 after a 35-yard return. So both teams with an interception tonight. Whistles and a Nolensville timeout.
Yeah, this is one of the few times we've seen Page get into trips formation. They had trips to the field side or the wide side of the field right there. And Coach Derrick not liking what he sees. He calls the defense as well. He's a defensive coordinator and wants to make sure that his kids are in the right defense, fundamentally sound and lined up correctly. So got that quick timeout.
Stay tuned for the UPS Store halftime report. Well, this week's Rackley Roofing Scholar Athlete. Page will not have one because we already had them on our air this year. Participating school principal interviews, first half highlights, and more. The UPS Store is your printing, packing, and shipping solution. A couple of shout outs to give. One to Clarksville Northwest legend Steve Willard, great baseball and football player who's watching tonight. Shout out to Steve, our most loyal viewer. And then also to the Nolensville freshman football team, who is 7-0 and going to a bowl game later this month. I asked them where their bowl game was, and I think it might be Orlando or Tampa or Pasadena, somewhere nice.
Franklin?
Tullahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a nice little drive, but most
It's
of
a
those
road
guys,
trip.
yeah, most of those guys are in the student section tonight, so they swarmed me at practice to tell me they were the best freshman football team in the country, and I haven't seen any freshman football games this year, so I'll choose to believe them.
Well, they're undefeated.
They want me to go to their bowl game, and it's on a Tuesday night in Tullahoma. Boyce Smith, nice little screen play. He's close to the first down. Pickup of right around 10 to the 23-yard line. And we'll move the chains. It's a UA local 572 first down. The premier trainer of workers in all aspects of the piping, plumbing, welding, and HVAC industry.
Yeah, been so impressed with Boyce Smith tonight, Max, stepping in for Max Collins, who's out. He's really shouldered the load that's been left and really done a nice job.
Got 6 catches for 65 yards and the only Page touchdown. They've completed 8 passes and 6 have gone to number 12. Cunningham gets through contact and keeps on going. Ethan Cunningham puts Page back ahead.
So there's 2 ways you can run the football. You could go 2 tights like we've seen the whole game. This time, Page goes 2 by 2, runs a spread formation, 1 back. There you see Cunningham right there in for the touchdown. Right here. Nobody at that second level breaks the tackle, and he's off to the races right there. Max, he's had 3 consecutive 100-yard games. He's well on his way to his 4th.
Zane Cannon makes the extra point, and it is 14-7 Pats.
You see right here, linebackers on the line of scrimmage right there. That means there's no defenders at the second level. Picks up a huge block right there. And that's the danger of playing those backers so close to the line of scrimmage. You have no secondary defenders, and Cunningham burned them a couple times tonight.
That's good for a Tennessee homebuyers touchdown. Sell your house the easy way with Tennessee homebuyers. Our Vol State scoring summary, only 2 plays needed after the big pick and run back by Hudson Amison.
Well, and that's the whole thing right there, Max. You know, you get the turnover, okay, you have the momentum, but now you've got to go capitalize on the opportunity, and Page does that. And that's a big swing for the Patriots right here to take this touchdown lead as we tick under 4 minutes.
Page fans in student section all wearing orange tonight and leukemia ribbons in that color in honor of Jake Wilson, a sophomore at Page who passed last week. They want to honor him in a big way tonight by showing out and doing what he loved, going to Page sporting events. And at his public memorial service, they've asked you to wear your best pair of Nikes or Adidas's. Samson Johnson on the kick return for Nolensville. Slow and steady, hit at the 25 and down there.
Good coverage right there by the Page kickoff team, all staying in their lanes. And Nolensville's going to set up shop about the 25-yard line right here for Coach Paul Derrick.
Paul Derrick, the first 2 years here at Nolensville, was just their D coordinator. Now he's the head coach and still the D coordinator. Will Hester, now the Ravenwood coach, was here to start the program. Went back to Ravenwood where he had coached previously, and that was where he brought Coach Derrick from. He was the D coordinator at Ravenwood before Nolensville opened.
It's a pretty good coach to start your program up. He's had a lot of success here in Middle Tennessee at Ravenwood. Also had a stint down in Florence, Alabama, as well as a head coach, and started this program here at Nolensville. And him and Paul Derrick are very close.
And how about this? Every year they've had a varsity football team, they've won a playoff game. That's unbelievable. 5 first-round wins in 5 tries. Walton with a first down run. He's out of bounds, just short of midfield. Kobe Walton hasn't always had the looks he likes to throw, but he's taken off.
Yeah, and he's making good decisions back there. He knows when things are covered up downfield, and he's making good decisions by tucking the ball, getting positive yardage. Right there, they just moved the chains, and has really managed this football game other than the one errant throw.
Screen to Northcutt, who had the 66-yard touchdown for Nolensville. He's out around midfield. Good pursuit by Brendan Ains and Knight Wilson, whose first name is Knight with a K, just like Nolensville's mascot. So we got Knight versus the Knights tonight.
But the defense took my man Northcutt to the track there. That was all the way out of bounds, but just another bubble screen right there. Both of these offenses runs a lot of screen. There's the bubble right here. Northcutt, get the ball in his hands, let him do some things right there, get him upfield, and put him under the table, Max.
Gonna pour the water cooler right into his mouth. 2nd and 5 right at midfield here at Nolo. Northcutt in motion. He's been busy tonight. Play fake, pressure, pass caught. Chance Fitzgerald, second catch of the game is a big one. Jordan Rutland prevents it from being a lot longer. For now, it's a pickup of 17 and a Nolensville first down.
Another great read right here by Walton on the RPO. Has to move a little bit. I'll tell you what, Fitzgerald is a big target at 6'3", 185 right there. And Nolensville's offense is on the march.
The father Ryan transfer, who's been here for 3 years, is their best receiver. Walton tries to get away, has to go out of bounds, and I think he lost a yard or two.
Good pressure again by that front for Page, constantly keeping Walton on the move right there. But we've seen Walton with the ability to extend plays with his legs right there for Coach Paul Derrick. Not usually a threat running the football, but's made some very good decisions tonight. And if Coach Derrick doesn't want him taking any unnecessary shots, as we've seen him take a couple of them so far in his first half.
Loss at 2, 2nd and 12. Northcutt moves again. Samson Johnson, the senior, has a little bit of room, but not much. And he is pushed back once again by Cole Combs.
Cole Combs has kind of owned the line of scrimmage here so far in this first half. He's been in the backfield. He's been a staple back there for a lot of these plays. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 right here.
He's their 6th man on both sides of the line. He had to start at center last week because Andrew Michelle was sick. He does everything well.
Yeah, he does.
Movement up front. See what's on. It's on Nolensville.
Pretty good 6-man, huh?
Yeah, seriously. Penalty on the offense.
You see that on the Nolensville offensive line right there. And a big 75, that's Hayden Collette.
Page side making some noise before this 3rd down and Joe Rexroad's house. Walton looking to throw it to Joe's house. He almost gets it there, incomplete.
Yeah, it's a miscommunication on that route that time. Walton was thinking something else. Fitzgerald ran another route. Fitzgerald was inside. Walton was thinking outside. And this is going to turn into a punting opportunity here with a minute 32 left in this first half.
McLean Copeland has returned 2 kicks for Page, and he's running back both 25 yards as Chance Fitzgerald and Kobe Walton talk to the offensive coaches in the press box. No return here, but it may have gone out pretty early. We'll wait for the spot as you see Chance Fitzgerald talking to his coach upstairs. Did you always like, Josh, having your coordinators upstairs or on the field when you coached at Fletcher High in Jacksonville?
It was their preference. You know, had some coordinators who had to be down on the field. They felt like they needed that communication. Of course, there's no phone system and that kind of thing where you can talk to guys on the sidelines. There is the headphones, but there's the Nolensville staff right there. I think for the most part, I think that coordinators like to be upstairs because they can see things a little bit more.
Both these head coaches are also coordinators. They're on the field. Penetration in the backfield and a good play to start the drive for the Nolensville defense. That's Taylor Wine.
You know, if you've got somebody you really trust to be upstairs and it's kind of your eyes, then you can be down on the field. That's the ideal situation. But I think, you know, partly to be able to see schemes and alignments and things like that, coaches really like to be upstairs when they're calling.
And sometimes you play your rival on the road and they don't give you a spot in the press box and you go up in a cherry picker like Hendersonville had to do earlier this year at Beach.
Yeah, Beach.
High school football, baby.
That's it. At least they gave them warning, though. They said, hey, you don't have a spot in the box. You know, the savage thing would be just don't tell them and say, hey, you guys are up here. Sorry, here's some chairs.
We were told emphatically by some of the Hendersonville coaches, you need to say on TV they didn't give us a spot. And we're happy to do it. Telling the story of the game. Timeout Page in the final minute of this second quarter. That is their last timeout. See if they can get anything going on offense here. It will be Nolensville ball to start the second half after they won the coin toss and deferred.
Yeah, and what you don't want to do here if you're Page is make a mistake that gives Nolensville the opportunity to get any more points here in this last 30 seconds. So be very careful, protect the football, don't make any mistakes. And, you know, you're going into the locker room if you're Page wanting to be up at least 7 points.
Page has not trailed. All the scoring's been in this second quarter. 17-yard touchdown pass from Colin Hurd to Boyce Smith made it 7-0 Patriots in the first minute of the quarter. Nolensville answered quickly with a 66-yard bomb from Kobe Walton to Dylan Northcutt. Tied things up. And a couple drives later, Page had a pick. Hudson Amison had an INT and a 35-yard return. And Ethan Cunningham, 2 plays later, had a 23-yard touchdown run, making it 14-7 Pats where we stand now. 2 7-0 teams. Winner in the driver's seat to win their region in Class 5A. Only 5 undefeated teams left in the class, and just 9 left in all of Middle Tennessee. We got 2 of them here. Cunningham going to try for a big run. He's got a good one, but time is now. And Nolensville seems content to take it to half if Page agrees.
Yeah, Ethan Cunningham has had a nice first half. He's been so impressive how he presses the line of scrimmage and that second gear into the second, third level of the defense.
12 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown for Cunningham, the junior running back, who this week said about his boys at 7-0, quote, "We are having a heck ton of fun." We're having fun too. Great game, as expected, between Page and Nolensville. Biggest game in the state. Battle of 2 7-0 in-county rivals has delivered. High-caliber football. Big interception has been the difference so far for the Page defense. Hudson Amison had the pick that helped take us from 7-7 to 14-7. And Nolensville will head to their home locker room, knowing they'll have the ball coming out of halftime, looking to try and get their first lead of the game in the biggest game ever played here in the 7-year history at Nolensville High School. Coach Derrick said their last home game against Rockvale, they netted $30,000 in ticket revenue.
Yeah, this is an athletic director's dream tonight. At an $11 ticket to get into this game, and it's a great opportunity to raise some money for your athletic program.
Sammy Kincaid is in our Josh Houston Associates Coach's Corner with Page coach Charles Rathbone.
Coach Rathbone, penalties and turnovers in key moments. How do you fix that going into the second half?
Well, hopefully us just settling down will help a little bit. I mean, it's a good atmosphere. They're excited, rival team, so hopefully we'll settle down and start playing a little bit better.
And you talked to your O-line about playing their assignment, then the next offensive drive, Cunningham rushes for a touchdown. How do you continue that momentum into the second half?
Well, we're actually not playing well up front, to be honest with you, so we got to correct some of those. Number 9's giving us fits, so we got to block number 9 a little bit better and, you know, execute up front and maybe call some things to help them out a little bit.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
It's the Josh Houston and Associates Coach's Corner, a one-source Scholastic product experience. Page leads Nolensville 14-7 at halftime. The UPS Store halftime report is coming up next.
You want to go double or nothing?
I think we should.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You bet your life.
Nice job.
You Bet Your Life, Monday at 4 on MyTV30.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Monday morning on the National Desk, America's News Now. How much more gas prices went up over the weekend? Former White House economic advisor Steve Moore joining us to talk money and the projected economic struggles ahead. That's Monday on the National Desk. America's News Now, weekday mornings.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
College isn't the only way to train for your career in life. Trade jobs are a quicker way to get into the workforce to support yourself and your family. Your local 572 is looking for hard-working individuals who want to work in the pipe trade. Plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. When you sign up for an apprenticeship, you learn on the job and in the classroom, and your schooling is free. And once you've signed up, that's like getting 1,000 brothers and sisters all looking out for one another, because that's what families do.
You're watching the UPS Store Halftime Report. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution.
Throughout the 2022 Friday Night Rivals regular season, Rackley Roofing will recognize an exceptional senior student athlete from each participating school with a plaque presentation prior to each game. Here are this week's Rackley Roofing Scholar athletes.
It is that special time for the Rackley Roofing Scholar Athlete of the Week. We've got a fantastic young man here. Braden Clark from Nolensville High School, 4.12 GPA, National Honor Society, Technical Honor Society, which I don't know what that is. And he started the Nolensville High School Automotive Club. Now, what does that mean? Can you do like brakes, carburetor? I mean,
I'm trying to learn how to do all that stuff. I'm going to try to go into cars and with engineering in college. But me and one of my good friends, Will Flanagan, we noticed that a bunch of people here likes cars, likes cool cars. So we decided to start a club, go down to Cool Springs. They have cars and coffee there, hang out, look at some cool cars.
Yeah, and he's also very active in his church. He's a young man who knows what he's doing. You know, it's hard to figure it out. You're going to Tennessee Tech.
Yes, sir.
You're going to be a mechanical engineer.
Yes, sir.
Why?
I love figuring out how things work. I like having my own little projects. I've 3D printed belt buckles and a bunch of stuff. I just love figuring out how things work.
So you are on your way. You got a clear vision for the future, and obviously you're a good student and a good football player.
Yes, sir.
And he's got a great look at the bandana. First one we've seen this year. American flag. Pretty cool. Thank you so much, and good luck tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, another fine young man. We just love celebrating the Rackley Roofing Scholar Athletes of the Week.
These students and other nominated students are eligible to win a $10,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Rackley Roofing. Rackley Roofing is the proud sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete Award. This week's Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight, I'm here with Page High School's principal, Dr. Catherine Hill. And Dr. Hill, first off, everyone is wearing orange. What does it mean to you to see so much support here tonight for Jake Wilson and his family?
You know, it's just really so special. You know, this is a competitive game. Of course, we've been looking forward to it. We knew it would be such a big matchup all season. But to have our neighbors and our friends at Nolensville rally around us and have so many ideas and suggestions of things to do to really honor Jake and support his family and our students and our teachers during this really difficult time has been just incredible. And we felt so much love and support from our community as a whole. So we're grateful and humbled by their response.
Absolutely. And your team right now, they're undefeated, but it's come with a lot of perseverance from them.
You know, it really has. I'm so proud of their grit and determination. They've had lots of injuries from some key players, and, you know, it's just made practice difficult and game planning different than it might have been. And every week they show up and they give their best effort with the folks they have who are ready to go. So I'm super proud of these guys and these coaches for putting their best foot forward despite their circumstances. And, of course, on top of the loss that they're experiencing and the emotional toll that's taken on them throughout this last week or so.
I can't even imagine, but playing tonight in front of a crowd like this, it has to give them a little bit of joy just to hear how loud it is tonight for them.
Oh, it's an incredible atmosphere. Nolensville always brings such a great crowd and a great atmosphere, and our student section is doing a fantastic job supporting the team tonight too. So it's a fun Friday Night Lights. It really is.
Well, good luck in this second half too, Paige, and thank you so much for joining me for this week's Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight. We'll be right back after this break.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
This is what it's like in the National Guard. Did I mention it was part-time? I give them my time, they pay for my education. What are you doing today?
The National Desk. Impartial, fact-based journalism.
They're making too much money by keeping patients in the dark.
Immediate news now from the National Desk. 1,000 firefighters try to get this monster fire under control.
Context and perspective from America's News now.
I was diagnosed with kidney cancer.
Choose America's News now.
The National Desk, weekday mornings 6 to 8 on MyTV30.
Oversharing can be startling.
I go to sleep with you every night.
It can be stylish.
Kelly wore her lucky underwear today.
It has your name on it. That's really too much information. It can be a bit much. Name something your pet does more often than your partner does. Lick you. This Family Feud after dark. Overshare with Family Feud.
Weekdays at 5, 5:30, and 6:30 on MyTV30.
The National Desk. Context and perspective from America's News now.
Am I getting a dose of toxic chemicals just by eating this food?
Follow-up investigative reports from the National Desk.
The connection to China and our food supply.
Choose America's News now, each weeknight from the National Desk.
Watch the National Desk tonight at 10 and 10:30 on MyTV30.
Download the Stir app for free TV. It's 30 channels and growing. Classic shows, sci-fi, sports, hundreds of movies. Watch it anytime, anywhere. Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, your phone, your tablet. Download the Stir app for free TV.
You're watching the UPS Store Halftime Report. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution.
This week's Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight, I now have with me Nolensville Principal, Ms. Amy Mathai. And first off, welcome, and tell me, what's it feel like hosting Friday Night Rivals tonight?
Oh, it's great, and we want to just really thank you guys for coming out and making this an even better event than it was. But we have a great turnout tonight, our neighbor school, and it's just been a beautiful time seeing everybody support each other and have fun.
And it's pretty loud behind us right now. But first off, let's talk about this community support because it is very loud here tonight.
Absolutely. Not only is the band loud behind us, which I do want to give a shout out to our amazing band. They are actually been asked to perform at the Titans-Jaguars game coming up at halftime. That doesn't happen. So you can hear them in the background, but the community as a whole is really what makes Nolensville High School special. The community support for our school and for our students. Our hometown homecoming parade looks like a giant small town parade. We paint the town blue and the town's behind us. But in addition to that, our students support each other. They're up there cheering like crazy for the band, and when we have a visiting band, they'll stand and cheer for them as well. And it's just a really nice place to be. And I think that is a big part of what makes Nolensville so great.
And what are some of the successes? You just mentioned the band success, but also in academics and athletics.
Wow, I really could list so many. We were named a reward school this past year. That's a big accomplishment and tough to get, but our staff worked together so hard for those students. They come to the game and they sit together. There's a big area and just come together. So reward school, lots of other academic accolades. As far as athletics, in addition to our football team that's doing just great this year, our cross-country team is right now ranked 9th for all high schools in the state. Our soccer girls are in the districts and won districts last year, and they're going to keep going. So lots I could mention, but that's a few.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on that success, and thank you so much for joining me. And that's this week's Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight, and we'll be right back after the break with more.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
How am I going to get to work? My car's totaled.
Scholar, our team is making a call right now. We'll get you a rental car. Don't worry.
That's a relief.
Call us 24/7. We're here. We're going to help.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low-pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
As millions flock to the metaverse, many are experiencing unnecessary pain and suffering. Injured? Just dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America, and now the universe's largest injury law firm.
We're heading into all-wheel drive season, and nobody has more to choose from than Toyota.
That's why we're back in the aggressively styled Toyota Highlander.
The Highlander can handle whatever comes your way.
It's got room for 8, connectivity for all your devices. No wonder it's the best-selling SUV in its class.
Highlander all-wheel drive can even come with an electrified hybrid powertrain.
Now, during Toyota's fall savings season, you can save thousands in fuel costs on an electrified Highlander hybrid.
Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Toyota. Let's go places.
There is a crisis going on in our schools, plaguing every county and every district. Our Crisis in the Classroom series digs deeper into the issues crippling our schools to help find solutions. Watch Crisis in the Classroom on Fox 17 News.
6 months ago, I was in the hospital, hurt really bad after a horrible wreck with a tractor-trailer truck. So I called attorney Bart Durham. Bart Durham gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
We've helped thousands of accident victims get the money they deserve.
Give us a call at 242-9000.
You're watching the UPS Store Halftime Report. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution.
The incredible Nolensville High School band putting on a show that I think every college band in America other than TSU would be jealous of.
It's an unbelievable
This is
band.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Can we just watch these guys for a second? I'm going to stop talking. They are untamed tonight for the Lion King theme. And they've played a ton of pop songs that line up with the plot of the movie. There are over 150 students in this band.
And we'll be performing at halftime of the Titans-Jaguars Spirit Week game.
All right.
As well, so you can
I have some tickets?
Nissan Stadium. Potentially we'll work on that.
Okay. I'll get you a dude shirt if you get me some tickets.
Not a medium.
It's medium. Their boys are down right now, 14-7, Pages ahead. Let's take a look at the football highlights. I don't think they're going to be better than the band, but they were pretty good. First up on the Page side, they led both 7-0 and 14-7. Their D's been good. Eric Hazard had a sack playing against some of his old buddies from Mill Creek Elementary and Middle School. Colin Hurd's been good at quarterback. Run a couple of times. He's 8 for 13 throwing the ball for 74 yards and a touchdown. Working through a little bit of a limp there as well, as he's done a couple times. This is the first touchdown. Boyce Smith made it 7-0 on a 17-yard catch early in the second quarter. That was the first scoring of the game. And then their big pick, Hudson Amison with the INT and a 35-yard run back to set up Page in plus territory. And then 2 plays later, they scored again. 23-yard touchdown run for Ethan Cunningham. They brought the house. Whole lot of turf for Ethan Cunningham in enemy territory. That made it 14-7. Let's take a look at the Nolensville highlights in the first half. Their defensive front and front 7 have been awesome. Those are the 2 inside linebackers, Nick Rosamondo and Jaden Wyatt, coming together early in the game. Cunningham had trouble getting things going, ended up with a good half, but Nolensville did not make it easy on him. Jackson Bandy with the TFL. And they had a pick of their own, too. In the end zone, the MTSU baseball commit, Eric Harper, catches a pop-up in shallow center. Tried to run it back, which I don't blame him for, by the way. It's been a battle of field position. Nearly broke a big one. Cunningham took him down. And Nolensville able to get on the board on a long pass. 66 yards to Dylan Northcutt from Kobe Walton. The longest play of the night for anybody. It is 14-7 Page at the break. In a game where many of the stats are nearly identical. In fact, before that last play, which was just to run the clock out, the total yardage was exactly the same. 147, 147.
Yeah, we've seen a couple turnovers tonight, Max, but kind of what we expected. Two offenses that are pretty balanced, not a ton of penalties, but these are two offenses that average well over 400 yards a game. And what kind of strikes me right there by looking at that is Nolensville really hasn't had the opportunity to get the ball going on the ground like they may have thought they would. And so look at them to make some of those adjustments moving on into the second half to try to be better at running the football.
And Nolensville will have the ball first to start the second half when we come back. One more break and then second half football on senior night here at Nolo before the game. All the football seniors, all the seniors in every fall sport, cross country, girls soccer, cheer, the massive band. Fun night here for the first ever TV game at Nolo. Happy to be here. 14-7 Page at the break in this battle of undefeateds.
I'm Blair Durham, a proud Marine veteran stationed at Camp Lejeune. Now I'm an attorney helping my fellow Marines and their families get the compensation they deserve. To see if you qualify, call me now at 1-800-844-1712.
I'm here to play. Let's win some money on You Bet Your Life with Jay.
Who's got what it takes?
What do you think? Double or nothing? Go home. Let's go.
You Bet Your Life.
You double your money. There you go.
Weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on MyTV30.
WKU is home for big dreamers, for those who shape the future, who set their sights high, accept challenges, fuel their passions, for those with a desire to create a better tomorrow. You don't come here to prepare for one thing. You come here to prepare for everything. You belong on this hill, where we engage, learn, grow, and celebrate together. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
Mark your calendar. The Rooms to Go Fall Holiday Sale has only 4 days left to get 60-month interest-free financing. Just 4 days to get big holiday sale savings, plus the benefit of interest-free payments stretched out over 60 months. So shop today and get both the great-looking furniture you need. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, kids' rooms, and more. Plus 60-month interest-free financing at the Rooms to Go Fall Holiday Sale. Hurry, just 4 days to go.
Sharing can be a bit much. Name something your pet does more often than your partner does. Lick you. This Family Feud after dark. Overshare with Family Feud.
Weekdays at 5, 5:30, and 6:30 on MyTV30.
I'm Aaliyah. After my wreck with the tractor-trailer truck, I needed a lawyer, so I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
Give us a call at 242-9000.
You're watching the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law on MyTV30. Week 8, and both these teams are 7-0. Page leads Nolensville 14-7 as we start the second half. Let's go down to Sammy Kincaid and our Josh Houston and Associates Coach's Corner with Nolensville head coach Paul Derrick.
Coach, right before the halftime, you said to your team, that's twice we've had them in the backfield and we didn't make the tackle. What did you tell your defense in the locker room just then?
Well, I told them that we're doing a great job because they're playing hard and they're executing, but we just got to do a better job of tackling and get more people to the football and securing those tackles. You know, I told them it really came down to maybe 2 or 3 plays in the first half where, you know, it'd be a different ball game right now, but we're still in the ball game and we knew it was going to be a 48-minute game. So we get the ball first here in the second half. Hopefully we can go down and score and then game on.
And you just said it's anyone's ball game right now. It's really close. How do you get your offense starting out strong right here?
Well, I just think that we got to find a way to generate some things in the run game, and then you know, maybe take some shots down the field in the passing game, open things up a little bit. Right now, Paige is doing a good job of creating some tight passing windows for us. So there's plays to be had, and just like when we played Giles County, it was a very similar situation. We got to go out and make those plays in the second half.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sammy, and thank you to Coach Derrick. That is our Josh Houston and Associates Coach's Corner, a one-source Scholastic product experience. Just the second 7-0 start ever for Nolensville High School. Their head coach, Paul Derrick, who you just heard from, an alum of Father Ryan High School and played football at Austin Peay.
Yeah, and said that, hey, we got to tackle better and we got to pursue to the football on defense. We have got to get 11 hats to the ball carrier, and we've got to do that for the next 24 minutes of this football game. And they know that this is a 4-quarter, 48-minute game, and this is going to be interesting to see his offense take the field. This is a big drive for Nolensville coming out of halftime. They're going to go down there. And Coach Derrick said, hey, there's plays to be had, and we've got to do a better job here in the second half of trying to take some shots downfield. And like I said before, get that running game going.
It is an awesome first night of October. Temperature in the high 50s. Josh Corey is wearing 6 layers. Let's go back down to Sammy Kincaid for our Bart Durham injury update.
Well, Max, I'm happy to say I'm only wearing 2 layers, so that's another reason why I'm a dude and Josh is not. But for the Bart Durham injury report, it's still only Max Collins over on the Page side. He has been out all game and will continue to be out after getting injured last week. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Sammy. There's Mikey and Scotty, our camera guys up top, filming the game for you. Our friends from 104.5 The Zone up there, Jonathan Schaefer and Lucas Panzica as well. No sign of local sports broadcasting phenom Will Bowling tonight. Wonder where he's at. Probably being important. Kick return for Chance Fitzgerald will take him a little bit past the 20, so better than a touchback. And the Nolo offense is back on the field in their blackout jerseys tonight. Chance Fitzgerald, the senior, with 11 FBS offers. And the senior quarterback, Kobe Walton, who just committed to Georgia Southern to play D1 football last month. Seth Cabali and the boys on defense for Page want to keep Nolensville at 7. Walton pump fakes and it works. He can take off with nothing open. And a good first down run of 8 or 9.
Yeah, this first drive always sets the tone for the second half. And, these are 2 teams that are used to being in the lead. They're both undefeated at 7-0. Nolensville margin of victory is 29 points. Page margin of victory is 20 points. They're not used to being in close games.
Zion Tamaska with the handoff, and he's got another good run. The second string running back was the better producer out of the backfield in the first half. He had 3 touches for 26 yards at halftime. The starter, Samson Johnson, had just 13 yards on 7 carries.
Yeah, and the majority of Tamaska's production has come on the outside. They've run 2 perimeter runs in the first half where he's gotten good yardage. Up inside, not so much.
Fake to him. Walton throws too far for Northcutt. Leading receiver at the break. 3 catches for 78 yards for Dylan Northcutt, including a 66-yard touchdown. There's Dylan, their second leading receiver on the year. Chance Fitzgerald leads them in catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns. He was targeted 5 times in the first half, Fitzgerald was, but only caught 2 of them for 25 yards.
Yeah, and look for Coach Paul Derrick and his offense to, like he said at halftime, stretch the field, take a couple shots to maybe loosen up this defense a little bit for Page to see if they can get some things going.
2nd and 10. Walton tries to stay up, and he won't. Jace Hoth and Ronan O'Connell sandwich him.
Yeah, we've seen Walton in these situations before kind of tuck the ball and go. That time decides to hold on to it. Nothing there. And Hoth and O'Connell are going to get credited for the sack right there. Big play right there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and 20.
More pressure. Pass to Chance Fitzgerald behind the lines. Got a long way to go, and Ronan O'Connell takes him down. O'Connell, the junior, a 2-way starter, has 17 Power 5 offers to play offensive line. Brendan Ains was there, too.
Yeah, Ains turns Fitzgerald back to the inside right here on this screen play. Turns him back to the inside. There you go right there, and just runs him right into O'Connell, who was pursuing the football right there. And you've said it before, Ains, just a sophomore, but playing so well at linebacker, they've been able to rest quarterback Colin Hurd later in the season.
Reese Miller punts for Nolensville. Won't get to the returner. And it'll just keep on rolling on this turf. Page will get the football back with a 14-7 lead after this. Early in the second half, you're watching the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law on Nashville's MyTV30.
We're the packing and shipping store, the two-sided color printing store. We're everything your small business needs to make it everything it should be. The one-stop, secret weapon to make a lot of noise and be unstoppable store, the UPS store.
You want a tough truck?
Take a look at this Toyota Tacoma. The best-selling truck in its class 17 years in a row.
Want to know why? Let's go for a ride.
We went to an off-road park to see what the rugged new Tacoma can really do.
And we were blown away.
With multi-terrain select, you can go from rocks to mud and sand just like that.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
During Toyota's fall truck season, save on a new Tacoma with new vehicles arriving daily. Plus, 2-year no-cost maintenance.
Nobody knows trucks like Toyota.
Let's go places.
We're joined with Rackley Roofing, who is kind enough to be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals, and I'm joined with COO Michelle Boykin. Michelle, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. So every company is found on core values. Can you elaborate on what y'all's core values are?
I can. So we have 6 core values. Those are humble, hungry, smart, innovative, accountable, and customer focused. I can go into detail for each one of those, but basically we do everything by those. We hire, we fire, we promote, we encourage. Everything is by those core values.
And values play a big role in the business, but also in families. How do you see those values playing a big role in your day-to-day business?
I think that they're an integral part of day-to-day business. Take accountable, for instance. You want to be accountable to come to work on time, just like you want to be accountable to get your kid to school on time. So the core values should just really correlate with everything that you're doing in your life.
And how do you attribute your incredible growth over the years?
Our culture. Our culture is really what's given us our growth. We are a family, we are a team, and we work together, and that's really important to us.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for joining me, and thank you to Rackley Roofing for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you to Rackley Roofing and our sponsors. Page leads Nolensville 14-7, and Page has the football. There's Dave Moody up in the tower, telling you what channel we're on. Page in the white uniform starts at their own 26. A flag comes in on a screen pass to Henry Kaysen for his first catch of the night. It's a first down if it counts, but a flag came in right at the line of scrimmage almost immediately after the snap. Kaysen, the junior, is their third leading receiver. That would be his 11th catch of the year, but it won't count.
5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Yeah, probably the receivers weren't set right there when they snapped the ball. That's going to cost them 5 and much more, because that was a big play right there. Coach Rathbone looking for the explanation.
Charles Rathbone, in his 11th season as the Page head coach, was an assistant for 11 years at Page before that. And for the first time, his son is starting for him. Freshman Jake Rathbone is the left guard. And he said he took himself out of the competition completely and let O-line coach James Wolfe make the decision. He still picked the head coach's son, and Ronan O'Connell said he heard his head coach say, "I don't even think my son should start," but he still did. Ethan Cunningham's first carry of the second half. He had a good first half. 13 total touches for 79 yards and a 23-yard rushing touchdown.
That sounds exactly like something Coach Rathbone would say. But I'll tell you what, I've had an opportunity to watch Jake play a couple times, and he's a good player. Certainly is.
Ronan O'Connell, who said that about the man who's playing next to him, was also a starter on the line as a freshman, now playing left tackle as a junior, but has played all 5 positions on the line for Page. Says this is the best line they've had while he's been here, but it won't help there. That one's blown right up by Jackson Bandy. Nowhere to go for Cunningham out of the backfield.
Yeah, Bandy all over that one from his outside linebacker position. He read that play, sniffed it out, played his assignment right there. Great tackling. You know, we heard Coach Paul Derrick say, "Hey, we've got to tackle better on defense. We got to pursue to the football." That's exactly what he's talking about right there. Great play to bring up 3rd and 11 for Page.
They blitz. Incomplete. The pressure works. 4th down.
Yeah, we've seen that pressure look a few times where they bring both inside backers up on the line of scrimmage. When you bring pressure, you've got to throw the football where the pressure comes from. That time they're in man coverage. They get pressure right there and just nowhere to go with the football for Coach Rathbone's offense. They're going to have to punt it back to Nolensville.
Joe Carano provided the most of the pressure. Gavin Rush nearly has the punt blocked. Still gets a good one off. Northcutt going to backtrack as he returns it and can't get away. Jordan Rutland, the starting corner for Page, with a great tackle as the gunner.
That's a great punt and a great special teams play right there by Rutland.
These are two very high-level high school football teams. 2 of the 22 undefeated teams in the entire state, and they're in the same region.
U.S. Community Credit Union is a local financial institution dedicated to investing in the future of the next generation. Through partnerships with area high schools, students work for the credit union and learn valuable on-the-job skills, helping them prepare for the next phase of their life.
Thank you for helping me be prepared.
Thank you for caring about my future.
Thank you, U.S. Community Credit Union.
U.S. Community Credit Union, because your future matters.
We're all born with the good in us. We're all in need of love. Dreams get torn, but we stand up, making a change that is calling us. What you gonna do? Raise our voices. Beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, beautiful people.
We're joined now in the UPS store by our wonderful sponsors, the UPS store, and I have with me Joshua Evans. Joshua, how you doing today?
Doing good. Good to be with you.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to know first, why is it so important to the UPS store to be a part of Friday Night Rivals?
Well, you know, the UPS store is part of such a big name, UPS worldwide company, right? But each of our UPS stores are individually owned and operated by somebody here in the community. So it's so important for us to be out supporting our schools, supporting athletics. We're really proud to be part of this Friday Night Rivals program.
And we were talking about before, I always drop off my Amazon returns at a UPS store. What else, what other services do you offer?
Yeah, well, we're the package ship experts, but we do so much more. From all types of printing, basic color, black and white copies, to large format printing, signs and banners, business cards, to the personal mailboxes behind us. So if you need a real street address where you can have all of your mail and packages sent to us securely, we can sign for them. We offer that for your business or your personal needs. We offer shredding service, fax service, notary service. We want to be kind of your one-stop shop for all your small business needs.
And you pass UPS stores all the time,
Right.
But how can people find you?
But we've got 42 locations across Middle Tennessee, so we're easy to find. We usually have late hours, 6:30, 7 o'clock, so we hope you'll come out and find us and let us take care of your needs.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joshua, for joining me, and thank you so much to the UPS store for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals.
Still page 14, Nolensville 7 as Nolanville gets the football back. They're hyped up in the night student section, and we encourage them and you when we're done here tonight. Flip over to our friends at Fox 17 and join Jill Jelnick starting at 9:30 for FNR Football Frenzy, presented by Wilson Bank and Trust, your community bank for 35 years. Nolensville back on offense. Screen pass to Chance Fitzgerald is caught, but not going too far. Brendan Ains and Caden Walker, 2 linebackers, come up to make the tackle, and Fitzgerald loses his helmet. He's frustrated that it's come off a couple of times, and here's Sammy.
Max, whenever Nolensville got off the field last possession, the offensive line, they were really taking responsibility, that R in the team motto, taking responsibility, saying, we've got to block, we've got to get 7, it's up to us to block so we can get on the board.
2nd and 6. Walton completes to Eric Harper for a first down. Harper is the only true two-way starter for Nolensville. He had a pick earlier. He's going to be a college baseball player at middle.
Yeah, he played. I know you said he plays shortstop, but played center field on that interception pretty well. And back to Sammy's point, you got to love an offensive line that puts it on their shoulders, especially in the second half. And Nolensville's going to need this offensive line if they're going to win this football game. These guys have got to take over down in the trenches right here for the Knights.
Nolensville O-line has 3 seniors and 2 juniors. So BMC Metalworks first down for Nolensville. Fitzgerald back in the game with his helmet on. They roll his way, and the pass is dropped. Northcutt went up but couldn't come down with it. Seth Cabali, wearing Josh's favorite uniform, number 0, helped break it up.
Yeah, Cabali wasn't going to let him catch that football right there. He was coming in to deliver a shot. There's another look at it right here. He rolls right. Northcutt a little too high for him. Cabali on the defense right there. But haven't seen that a whole lot tonight from Kobe Walton. But that one was too far upstairs for Northcutt.
Walton completes that one to Nick Arafis. And he falls forward for a gain of either 4 or 5, setting up a 3rd and medium. It'll be 3rd and 6. Arafis, the starting tight end, just his 3rd catch of the year. He mostly blocks. Arafis and Joe Carano alternate at tight end. And they're going to send Arafis all the way split left here. 3rd and 6. Page showing a zone look, at least for now. And a flag. 2 men may have moved at once, and Chance Fitzgerald's frustrated. It's an illegal shift.
Yeah, procedure penalty is going to back Coach Derrick's team up 5 yards. Let's watch it right here. That's the second time we've seen the center kind of flinch right there. And he's doing that on purpose to try to draw the defenders into the neutral zone, but they got the offense for it that time.
From 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 11 for Nolensville. Kobe Walton looking right to the sticks, and he's got Fitzgerald for a first down. Some back and forth between Fitzgerald and Seth Cabali. It's another BMC Metalworks first down, providing precision machining and fabrication services throughout the southeast area for over 45 years as Nolensville crosses midfield.
Yeah, it's a big pickup for the Knights right there. They needed to move the chains. And, of course, they went to their go-to guy, Fitzgerald, on the outside right there to pick up that first down and a new set of downs.
Walton to Fitzgerald again, and he sits a man down. Tempers flare after Chance Fitzgerald showed Knight Wilson his seat. Senior versus freshman, and it was Freshman Friday here on a Friday night.
A lot of extracurricular right there. There you see the play fake right there out of the play action. Well, Fitzgerald doling out the punishment right there. And then probably some not so nice things being said back and forth between the Page defender and Fitzgerald.
And 2 of the captains, Eric Hazard and Kobe Walton, shake hands. They were not involved in the fracas, but will still make nice.
We have offsetting penalties. Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. Those will offset. First down, Nolensville.
Play counts. Everybody got their feelings out.
How about that one right there?
Fitzgerald's been frustrated for a couple reasons. A lot of targets have gone his way, have gone incomplete. His helmet has also been falling off a lot, and every time it falls off, you can tell he's mad he has to miss a play.
Yeah, hey, tighten up your chin strap. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. And just come back and dole out some punishment like that, and everything will be just fine.
And everything about the live play was legal. All the flags were after the play. Now another whistle. And a flag before the snap, it seems.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Back him up even further. Before this drive, Page had committed significantly more penalties and lost more yardage on them than Nolensville, but now it's getting closer.
There are only 4 penalties at halftime for Page, only 2 for Nolensville. And we've seen the yellow flags out quite a bit here so far in this third quarter.
1st and 15 from the Page 41 for Nolo. Kobe Walton trying to get away from O'Connell. He does, but he won't get far. Jace Hoth brings him down.
But that one was set up by Ronan O'Connell, the big 3-star lineman, goes both ways for Page. He had the initial pressure. See number 72 right here. Just swim move the offensive lineman. And there's Hoth and there's Hazard to finish it off. How about O'Connell was celebrating while the play was still going on. He said, hey, Jace, you guys, you and Eric, go ahead and finish this one off.
2nd and 25. Walton looking for it all to Chance Fitzgerald, but they're out of bounds. Cabali and Fitzgerald dueling again. And Cabali completely walled him off. Comes up limping and says he's okay. Those are the two who have been at the center of a lot of the trash talk here. And Seth Cabali is the unofficial Williamson County Football Trash Talker of the Year.
Well, this is a shot downfield that Coach Derrick said that they were going to take a few more plays in the vertical passing game to hopefully get this defense a little bit back on their heels and not just pin their ears back and go. It looks like we had movement again on the Nolensville front.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
Visible frustration from more than a handful of players on the field for Nolensville. Their 3rd pre-snap penalty this drive.
As an offensive lineman, we blame that on the quarterback's cadence. I don't know what's happening down there because I'm up here with you. But typically that's a problem either with the snap count, whatever was called in the huddle is not what was happening down there, or they're not able to hear the quarterback's cadence.
They need 30. They only rushed 3. Kobe Walton trying to find anybody. It's tipped and then hits the turf. Eric Hazard with the breakup. Eric Harper nearly played the ricochet. Still would have had to go about 15 yards for the first down if he caught it.
I've seen Eric Hazard rush the passer, but he's been very impressive dropping back in coverage. Just being exactly where he's supposed to be right there.
He's 6'3", and he used plenty of those arms to knock it down. It could be our budget break stop of the game. We'll highlight that in the 4th quarter. Budget breaks, you could pay more, but why would you want to? Nolensville's got a punt. Reese Miller does it again. Really high one, and it drops out of bounds. Barely even got back to the original line of scrimmage. So Page, who has won the field position battle and the time of possession battle all game, will have a decent spot start here at their own 33. Leading 14-7. Both teams are 7-0. Page led 7-0. They have not trailed.
Yeah, and Page doing a great job in the first half of keeping that clock running, you know, kind of using more of a smash mouth look on offense with the two tights. They spread it out a little bit, but a lot of those spread formations were to run the football, and you know, we'll see what they do here. So go 2 backs, motion into 3 receivers.
Hand off to Ethan Cunningham. Let's go down to Sammy.
Hey, guys, all game we've been talking about the crowd and how loud they've been. But after that last defensive effort from Page, you had the Page players running up and down the sideline saying, turn me up, turn me up. You can really feel the energy over there on the sidelines and the difference between the two teams.
Thank you, Sammy. Nolensville running back Samson Johnson said this week Page is going to come in here and see something they've never seen before. They lost at Page twice last year, once in the regular season and again in the second round of the playoffs. They knew their home field advantage could help them tonight. Nolensville still down, but they got a pick! Jackson Bandy!
Well, this is one of those things that you see when you're on Nolensville's coaching staff. You're standing on the sidelines, you're saying, hey, we need a turnover. We need something to happen. Enter Jackson Bandy right here, who drops in coverage makes a great read on the eyes of the quarterback, Colin Hurd, and he has given his team new life here with a great opportunity to start this drive at the 29-yard line.
Could be our Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. An interception into plus territory was the big play in the first half for Page. Now Jackson Bandy and Nolensville high take their turn. Kobe Walton right back onto the field. Good coverage. Drops it off to the running back, Samson Johnson, for a first down into the red zone and right around the 10. A flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, that one right there is all quarterback Kobe Walton, who's able to extend that play with his legs. There's pressure there, and that's all on the quarterback to get away from the pressure, dump it off to Johnson, his running back, and pick up some big yardage.
It's a 21-yard gain, but it looked like there was a after-play flag, maybe for a late hit, or a little more trash talk. We got it from big game Billy Feldman.
Well, and as they figure this out, it looks like that play was designed, Max, that Nolensville was looking to maybe take a shot downfield off the turnover.
At the end of the play, had a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Half a distance to the goal, first down.
First and goal for Nolensville.
There you see they're looking downfield, not coming. He escapes the pressure, just dumps it off to Johnson right there. And credit that to your quarterback.
21 yards plus the penalty to the 4. Here's Chance Fitzgerald. Touchdown, Nolensville. It's a Tennessee homebuyers touchdown for the receiver. And they're an extra point away from tying this game at 14. Reese Miller makes the extra point, and Nolo is even. Jackson Bandy with the pick. And then 2 plays later, Hader.
Here's another look at it right here. That's just a jet sweep where he's looking for daylight right there. We haven't seen that yet from Fitzgerald. But what a weapon he is. Get the football to him. There's Jackson Bandy, who made the big interception right there. And that is a way to capitalize on the mistake and get this game tied back up 14-all.
Took 11 seconds on our Ball State Community College scoring summary. That pick by Bandy, who's an inside linebacker, was the first interception of the season by somebody who isn't a defensive back for Nolensville. And almost all of them have come from the corners. Derek Burrows has 5 picks. Tarek Washington has 4. Eric Harper got his second tonight. Nico Amato has 1. And now Bandy.
Well, and they come into this game plus 15 in the turnover. They've had 12 turnovers in the last 3 games, Max. They continue those ways tonight. There's Fitzgerald on the jet sweep, tying this game up for Nolensville.
Fair catch on the short kickoff. Jack Weinbergs has done a good job with those directional kicks tonight, keeping them in bounds and not very returnable. So Nolensville back even. They still haven't led here at home. This is the biggest game they've ever hosted in football. In year number 7 of existence as a high school, year 6 of true varsity football. They have also never beaten Page. Lost to them twice last year. Also lost to them in 2017 and 2018, their first 2 years of varsity competition. These are the only 2 Williamson County teams in Class 5A, so they are rivals. Even though the rivalry is young, the schools are close. The support is big time on both sides, and 2 teams that have a chance to get to Chattanooga in 5A.
Yeah, and that's why this one's circled, if you're Nolensville. You lost the 2 before, and at some point it just kind of becomes mental, where, you're playing Page, and, they've had your number each and every time you played, and Coach Paul Derrick looking to get his team over that hump and move this program forward.
2nd and 5 for Page. Hurd hands off to Ethan Cunningham. He's been busy back there tonight. They have gone back to the ground in a big way, missing senior star receiver Max Collins, potentially for the rest of the regular season with an injury that he suffered last week in their win over Columbia.
Yeah, and this has been a nice combination of Cunningham running the football, but also Boyce Smith filling in the void for Max Collins right there at receiver. He's had a nice night. He's 3rd and short for Page.
Met in the backfield, and a big 3rd down stop. Jackson Bandy had a pick. Now he has a TFL. Crown him.
Jackson Bandy's playing out of his mind right now on defense. That's his 5th tackle for loss this year. No one blocks him. He just comes from that outside linebacker spot. They lose about 2 yards on the play right there. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 as we tick under 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the punting unit comes out for Page.
And there's a big difference between 4th and 1 and 4th and 3. No thought of going for it for Page.
Yeah, absolutely. That play right there was a drive changer for Page.
Seth Cabali is being told to change something about his uniform, so one of the gunners has to go off. McLean Copeland replaces him on the left edge.
Our referee, Billy Fellman, doesn't look like a guy who's going to give you much leeway there on the old uniform.
That's why he's big game Billy. Whole mess on that punt. They'll start somewhere around the 30. I don't even know when you kill that play.
Yeah, that one hit off of Tyler Rose, number 15 from Nolensville. That's why he had to jump back on it, hit him in the leg. And so he wisely gets on it.
This will still be Nolensville football, but there is a flag. 2 flags, in fact, right near the spot where the ball was bouncing.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, defense. Dead ball, personal
foul right there. There's another offsetting, so tempers are flaring between these two schools, and the referee's doing a good job of keeping things in check.
So Nolensville will get the ball back with 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, with a chance to take the lead for the first time on their home field. Trailed 7-0 and 14-7. Big pick by Jackson Bandy set up a touchdown run for Chance Fitzgerald last drive. And now another flag pre-snap.
Dead ball.
Got another movement procedure penalty
5-yard penalty remains
on Nolensville. So that backs them up 5 to start this drive.
Dylan Northcutt in motion. Hand off to Zion Tamaska. Not much doing for Zion. He wanted to shout out all his family watching in Georgia tonight. That's where the majority of his family lives. Tamaska having a great game for Nolensville and expected to be the starter next year when Samson Johnson, who has been a 4-year starter, probably feels like he's been here for all 7 years of Nolensville High School for the coaches who have to face him, will finally graduate in the spring.
Yeah, he's been a great player for them over the years, and he's certainly been a big part of their success.
4th quarter, 2 undefeated teams, and we are tied. Tell your friends we got a big game on Channel 30 that'll come down to the wire.
WKU is home for big dreamers, for those who shape the future, who set their sights high, accept challenges, fuel their passions, for those with a desire to create a better tomorrow. You don't come here to prepare for one thing. You come here to prepare for everything. You belong on this hill, where we engage, learn, grow, and celebrate together. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
Are you part of a winning team? The Tennessee Titans are one of only 2 NFL teams with a winning record 6 years in a row.
Did you know there are more than 50,000 roofing companies? But there's only one, Rackley Roofing. Some call us the Titan of the roofing industry.
As far as our winning record, we're undefeated.
If you want to be part of a winning team, call Rackley today.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Rackley Roofing, the official roofer of the Tennessee Titans.
SC versus LAFC, Sunday at 3:30, only on MyTV30.
Monday morning on the National Desk, America's News Now. How much more gas prices went up over the weekend? Former White House economic advisor Steve Moore joining us to talk money and the projected economic struggles ahead. That's Monday on the National Desk. America's News Now, weekday mornings.
Before the game tonight, Sammy Kincaid presented Nolensville High School principal Amy Maffey with a $500 donation. As a thank you for hosting us this week, first time ever that MyTV30 has been to Nolensville High School. So $500 to our friends in Nolensville, our very gracious hosts. We will be back without a doubt. This is year 7, their second ever TV appearance, but first time at home. And there's the freshman team. They are 7-0. You can go see their bowl game in Tullahoma. I think they told me when they swarmed me at practice Tuesday night, October 25th. If you're hanging out in Tullahoma, go check out Nolensville football. They beat everybody in Williamson County, and they claim they are the best freshman football team in America. And who am I to call them out? So happy for those guys. The majority of them don't dress for varsity. They're up in the student section, cheering the older guys on. Their boys have the football to start this fourth quarter, looking for what would be the biggest regular season win in the school's young history. Kobe Walton, the Georgia Southern quarterback commit, went way back and floated into a very dangerous spot.
Yeah, and Walton's got to get rid of that football out of bounds. He can't throw that back in the field of play. Definitely, he's played so well tonight. You don't want to do anything to hurt your team, and you just got to get rid of that football right there. And that's something we haven't seen out of him too much.
Walton, a senior, committed to Georgia Southern in the last week of September, so just a couple weeks ago. All his offers before that were in the OVC. He knew if he got an FBS offer that made sense, he would take it. Their head coach is Clay Helton, formerly of USC in Western Kentucky. He wants to be in that offense, and he gave me the recruiting pitch, too. He said, Coach Helton, Coach Sam Darnold, JT Daniels, Keaton Slovis. I felt like I was on a recruiting trip. He's bought in, hailing Southern and going to Statesboro next year.
The receiver downfield on the offense. That penalty will be declined.
Ineligible downfield. That's declined.
Stay tuned for tonight's Bart Durham Injury Law Player of the Game. We'll tell you who wins it later on in this fourth quarter. Third and 15 for Nolensville. Man, wide open downfield. Northcutt was streaking, and it's a sack. Ball kicked away, and he's down. Dylan Northcutt was wide open, and the entire crowd was pointing at him. Could have been an 80-plus yard touchdown.
Hit nobody 20 yards near him. And what pursuit by Hazard right here to run down Walton, get a big sack. And Kobe Walton wishes he had that one back because he had Northcutt running free in the secondary right there.
Northcutt literally cut North. He had a 66-yard touchdown catch earlier in the game. If Walton had seen him and hit him, that one would have been a 90-piece to put him ahead. McLean Copeland bobbles the punt, gets it back, going to try and run a little, won't get far. He's taken down right around the 40-yard line. by Isaiah Woods as we go to Sammy Kincaid.
Hey, Max, I don't know if you saw up in the crowd on the Nolensville side, they're passing around a huge orange stuffed monkey. And I was going to say, you need to watch out because it's your fan club, those freshmen up there that are really passing it around. I think you might be next that gets passed around, tossed around the stands.
Josh wants me to go broadcast the game in Tullahoma in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think you should. You don't have anything to do on Tuesday night. These guys are undefeated. Their band's fantastic. The student section's fantastic. Great opportunity for you.
Page starts at the plus 40-yard line. Ethan Cunningham with a first down run. Picks up 4 or 5. He's had a great night. I think he's been on the field every single offensive play for Page at running back.
Yeah, he certainly has, and he's the reliable guy in that backfield for Page. We really haven't seen anyone else carry the football, and only a junior, but been so impressed with his ability to press the line of scrimmage, his second gear. Once he does hit that second and third level, he's got some wheels.
He's met in the backfield, and Nick Rosamondo drops him.
So that's the execution that Coach Rathbone talked about offensively up front. He said, hey, we're not doing a great job right there. They've got a combo block called, which means they're supposed to double the down man, chip off to the backer. When Rosamondo lines up on the line of scrimmage, that combo block's off. You just have to base block it right there. And a miscommunication up front for Page cost him a big loss right there on second down.
Loss of 3. 3rd and 8 for the Page Patriots. Colin Hurd gets it off. Looking deep, and it's caught. Henry Kaysen puts Page back ahead. Colin Hurd stares down the pressure. It's a Tennessee Homebuyers touchdown. And Page has retaken the lead all 3 times. Nolensville's tied it.
How about the patience right there to stand in the pocket, deliver the football? How about the concentration right there from Henry Kaysen? Pretty good coverage right there. Kaysen, the junior receiver, who also doubles as the holder on the extra point team, makes a huge play.
Extra point is good, held by Kaysen and kicked by Zane Cannon. 3rd touchdown of the season for the junior. Max Collins is out hurt. Kaysen moves up and makes a huge play. Page back ahead, 21-14 over Nolensville here in the 4th quarter.
As millions flock to the metaverse, many are experiencing unnecessary pain and suffering. Injured? Just dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America, and now the universe's largest injury law firm. This season on Karamo. Have you ever lost trust in your partner?
You didn't get someone pregnant?
Who? We're getting a whole lot of truth. Neither of you are horrible mothers. You are in a situation where you don't know how to break the cycle. I have never looked at my child and said, I hate you.
Take care.
We're not going to play these games and having a whole lot of fun. Big Frida! Join me weekdays right here.
Karamo, weekdays at 3 on MyTV30.
This fall, the Steve Wilkos Show is back.
We're here to get you the truth.
I disciplined my kids.
Did you hit him so hard you broke his leg?
I didn't do it, Steve.
Weekdays at 1 on MyTV30.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners. The Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham Injury Law, Rackley Roofing, and UPS Stores, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2022 Friday Night Rivals telecast. BMC Metalworks, Local 572, Tennessee Homebuyers, Ball State Community College, Josh Houston and Associates, Budget Breaks, United States Marines, and U.S. Community Credit Union. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support.
3 plays taking over in plus territory, and a 38-yard touchdown pass from Colin Hurd to Henry Kaysen puts Page ahead 21-14. They've led 3 times. The first 2 times Nolensville had an answer. See if they have one this time. Max Hers, Josh Corey, and Sammy Kincaid back with you at Nolensville High School. What a day on the sports calendar. MLB playoffs start today. First Friday night of October for some high school football. Week number 8 with 2 7-0 undefeated teams. And oh, by the way, Nashville Predators opened up in Europe this afternoon with a season opening win. Special month of high school football ahead. Next week we will be at the Battle of the Borough with the no longer undefeated Oakland Patriots visiting Riverdale. Josh Corey will not be here, so he won't be able to visit the TP, sadly. Nolensville looking for a kick return. They haven't had many chances tonight, and they'll start around the 25-yard line. That's Zion Tamaska on the run back. He's had a good night in both offense and special teams. Nolensville in the black uniforms, Page in the white. 2 Williamson County rivals. Walton pressured. Completes it to Fitzgerald, but not for much. He's dropped right around the line of scrimmage. May have even lost a yard. Caden Walker, the junior inside backer, whose tackle numbers are just absolutely insane on a per-game basis, brings him down. Even with Colin Hurd having moved to quarterback, this linebacker group for Page High School is amongst the best in the state. Caden Walker and Connor West on the inside, Eric Hazard and Brendan Ains on the outside. State runners-up last year lost to Powell. See how far they can go this year. Timeout Nolensville. First time either team has used a timeout here in the second half. We invite you, once we're done tonight, to turn over to Fox 17, 13 channels south, for FNR Football Frenzy with Jill Jelnick and maybe Chase McCabe. Chase always gets mad at me when he's on the show, and I don't say that he is, but I don't think he's on it tonight, but I'm going to say it anyway. Fox 17's FNR Football Frenzy starts at 9:30, right when we're done. Presented by Wilson Bank and Trust, your community bank for 35 years. And Chris Sanders is on their board, so you know it's a good company. Second and 11. 2 men in the backfield as Johnson motions out. Extra blocker to protect Walton on second and 11. Throws it up. That's incomplete. Kabali caught it, but he was well out of bounds.
Here you see right here, Walton drops back. Kabali all over that one. It's a nice play, but it was out of bounds.
Third and 11. It's been the story of the game. Nolensville often either deep in their own territory, behind the chains, or both. Walton to Fitzgerald. He gets to the sticks. They needed 11, got 14. First down, Nolo.
Yeah, that's a big conversion right there for the Knights. Go to their go-to guy. Fitzgerald knows exactly where the sticks are. Picks up the first down. Big receiver, 6'3", 185 senior. And the Knights needed that one, Max. They needed to convert on third down.
So UA local 572 first down. Out to their own 40. Walton completes again to Fitzgerald, who makes a nice cut, but gets undercut by Jordan Rutland. Very crafty takedown by the senior corner for Page. Gain of 4.
Yeah, just a little underneath route there to Fitzgerald. I'd like to see him come back and use him back in the jet sweep game that they scored the touchdown on. He's been very versatile so far in the second half. And when it's crunch time, you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Walton to Samson Johnson. Incomplete. Jump ball between a pair of number 2s. Johnson, the running back, and Jordan Rutland, the corner.
Well, that's well covered by Jordan Rutland right there. It's a play action fake right here that goes back to the running back, who's just supposed to run a wheel route up the sideline right there. And Rutland stays home. There he is right there. Stays home, doesn't bite on the play action fake right there, and plays his assignment perfectly for Page.
3rd and 6. Fitzgerald close to the sticks, and he's got it on the second effort. He was almost brought down short, but then got right to midfield where they needed to be.
Yeah, and they're moving the sticks right there. How about the effort from Fitzgerald? Watch the second effort. It doesn't look like he's going to have it initially, and then just great effort to get down to the spot right there to move the chains, and 2 big conversions by going to their guy, Chance Fitzgerald.
He's got 10 catches now on 14 targets for 78 yards, plus a rushing touchdown. Good first down run, and they got a push. Samson Johnson had plenty of help. That's an 8-yard pickup on first down.
About the big push by the O-line downfield right there. Nolensville running some tempo offense here.
Screen to Fitzgerald. He's close to the sticks, and I think he's got another. That's a UA Local 572 first down, the premier trainer of workers in all aspects of the piping, plumbing, welding, and HVAC industry. Chance Fitzgerald has 11 FBS offers, including recent ones from Colorado State, Eastern Michigan, and Georgia Southern, where his quarterback Kobe Walton is committed. Second effort for Samson Johnson could prove fruitful, nearly dragged down in the backfield, and all of that for no gain. Started left, cut back right, gain of 0. Could have been worse, though.
Kobe Walton even threw a block that was a pretty decent block for a quarterback right there. He got in the mix, and Johnson's running all over the place. He just starts as an inside zone. The Page front sniffs that out. Johnson hits the brakes and tries to break it to the outside right there, but great pursuit by the Patriots defense.
Again, blocking help in the backfield on 2nd and 10. Pass caught. Fitzgerald again, but he went straight down in the act of catching the football. So a short gain of 3. 3rd down and 7.
Walton's kind of limping there at quarterback. The last play, I don't know if it's a cramp or what. It looks like he's trying to stretch that leg out, but good effort, good protection right there on that last play, and a great effort by Fitzgerald to come back to the football.
Play fake to Tamaska. Walton trying to find anything, has to run, met, and just gives himself up. Conrest with the stop. And Walton is noticeably limping now. Ticking down towards 5 minutes left in this game. It's 4th and 7 for Nolensville, down a touchdown.
So if you're Coach Paul Derrick, you have to ask yourself, how many opportunities are we going to get the rest of this game with 5 minutes left? You know, do you punt? Do you go for it? They're in plus territory right here. He's keeping the offense on the field, and the Knights are going.
4 wide on 4th and 7 for Nolensville. Walton throws, caught by Fitzgerald. The perfect route for a 4th and 7 pickup.
Yeah, you had to know that it's going to number 1 right there. That's their big-time player. He has carried them this entire drive. You know they're going back to the big target. Knows exactly where the chains are, where the marker is. Huge fourth down conversion for Nolensville. They're 60% converting fourth down on the year, and that was probably the biggest.
Tamaska on the carry, gets to the edge. Zion Tamaska falls forward for a nice first down run. He has been the much more effective of the biblical backfield, Sampson and Zion tonight.
Yeah, Tamaska's been so great on the outside perimeter runs tonight. Nice change of pace. But the best part of that, Max, is positive yardage on first down. Picks up 6 yards, but puts your offense in a great situation where now you have 2nd and 4.
They're in the UPS Store red zone. Tamaska gets it again with another good run. Zion Tamaska having some huge runs in some huge spots for Nolensville.
Well, Tamaska's a role player. He knows exactly what he's brought in to do, but it's kind of like, hey, let's give 35 the football and let's try to hit the sidelines right there. Picks up another first down. Very impressive drive right here for Nolensville with their backs to the wall.
Johnson's back in. He's got some room up the middle. And a good first down carry. They can still get a first down around the 3-yard line. Tamaska now has 6 carries for 32 yards. Johnson 10 for 27.
Again, positive yardage on first down. If you can gain 6 yards on first down, you're in really good shape here as they look to score.
Johnson again. He's got at least a first down as he fights for more. Touchdown, Nolensville.
What a great effort by this offensive line and running back Samson Johnson, the senior. Nice big hole right there between the center and the right guard. Johnson does the rest. We're an extra point away from tying up this game.
The 4th-year starter, senior who has helped build this Nolensville program, scores the game-tying touchdown, and Reese Miller hits the extra point. Page 21, Nolensville 21, 3:26 left. Somebody's staying undefeated. Somebody's going home 7-1.
U.S. Community Credit Union is a local financial institution dedicated to investing in the future of the next generation. Through partnerships with area high schools, students work for the credit union and learn valuable on-the-job skills, helping them prepare for the next phase of their life.
Thank you for helping me be prepared.
Thank you for caring about my future.
Thank you, U.S. Community Credit Union.
U.S. Community Credit Union, because your future matters.
WKU is home for big dreamers, for those who shape the future, who set their sights high, accept challenges, fuel their passions, for those with a desire to create a better tomorrow. You don't come here to prepare for one thing. You come here to prepare for everything. You belong on this hill, where we engage, learn, grow, and celebrate together. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
We are back even. Page 21, Nolensville 21, coming down to the wire here on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals. Presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Let's take another break for financial literacy with U.S. Community Credit Union.
We all want it, an overflowing savings account. One of the key factors to make that a reality is to make sure you don't steal from yourself. When working to save money, it's important to pay yourself first so you aren't tempted to tap into your hard-earned savings. Evaluate your financial situation and determine how much money you can set aside each month without having to touch it. Paying yourself first is an important first step to building your savings.
The Financial Literacy Tip, brought to you by U.S. Community Credit Union.
They're singing and dancing in the Nolo student section. As Josh Corey always says, YOLO, but they say NOLO here at Nolensville.
Singing Christmas carols in October.
Mariah Carey. It's a year-round Christmas. All I want for Christmas is you. 16 plays, 75 yards, unlike any drive we saw tonight for Nolensville. on our Vol State Community College scoring summary. Samson Johnson, that man number 2, with the game-tying touchdown.
Yeah, Nolensville saved their best drive for exactly when they needed it, Max. I mean, that was a well-balanced drive. They went to Chance Fitzgerald a ton. He made some huge conversions right there. Samson Johnson scores the touchdown to cap it off, but an extremely impressive drive to go down the field to tie this game up.
Jake Feinbergs with another directional kick, and it goes straight out of bounds. First one he's misfired on, and Page has also gotten wise to it. They're putting their main returner, McClain Copeland, right in that spot.
Yeah, they know where that football's going, and their offense has walked onto the field. They're not going to make them kick it again. They're just going to take the football here with 3:26 left and try to go win this thing.
Get it back with 3:26 left. And we will say in advance, the field goal game is not a huge part of what either of these teams do. So maybe inside the 10 is game-winning field goal territory, but not much further back than that. It's probably going to take a touchdown to win this. Page has not trailed. Both these teams are 7-0, and they're in the same region. Tackle for loss. Taylor Wine. T. Wine, number 9, setting the tone. Loss of 4.
Yeah, Taylor Wine from his defensive end position. We've seen him a couple times right there. I tell you what, if you're running the football to that side, you better block number 9. Obviously, that's a missed assignment for the Page offensive line, and it cost them 5 yards on first down, 2nd and 15.
He said tonight he wanted to own Ronan O'Connell, who is definitely going to play Power 5 football at left tackle. He's had 3 game-breaking plays now. Colin Hurd, the Page quarterback, tries to run and is dropped. Taylor Wine again.
Yeah, what a job by the Nolensville secondary to cover everything up right here. Hurd has nowhere to go. And how about Taylor Wine getting flat down the line of scrimmage, not upfield, pursuing the football, and makes another big play. That's 2 in a row right there. And all of a sudden, it's 3rd and 16. The crowd is into it, and all the momentum is on the side of the Knights.
Taylor Wine was offered by Georgia Southern and Tennessee Tech last week. Georgia Southern and Troy are his only 2 FBS offers. He's 6'5", 220. More people going to notice this guy, you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's some college coaches on the sidelines tonight. We've seen them. And I tell you what, get down here to Williamson County, because there are some dudes down here that can play. And Taylor Wine is certainly one of those guys. But, man, what a series he's having right now.
There are a lot of colleges that pop up over and over again on the offer list for the Nolensville players. Georgia Southern is one of them, Tennessee Tech, Illinois State, Lindenwood, which just moved up to D1 and joined the OVC in Missouri. That's because their quarterback coach, Daniel Childs, sends out weekly emails with film and information to college coaches of what they think is the appropriate level for these guys. The schools that answer, follow up, and offer could get solid handfuls of great players.
Yeah, hats off to the coaching staff for doing that and getting their kids out there.
3rd and 16. It's loud. Hurd down the sideline, and he's pushed out short of the first down. Took 4 guys in pursuit, but they finally got Colin Hurd.
Yeah, they took away everything deep right there. Nowhere to go for Hurd. Hey, we're going to give you all this stuff. You want to run for 8 yards, we're going to give that to you. We're not going to give you the first down. And out comes the punting unit for the Page Patriots. They're going to give the football back to this Nolensville team, who is very juiced right now. And all the momentum is on the side of the Knights.
Dylan Northcutt deep to receive this punt by Gavin Rush. It's a good kick. Bounces at the 30 and dies right about there. as the Nolensville offense retakes the field with a chance to take the lead or maybe even win the game. Sammy Kincaid has more.
Yes, listening into the offensive line, whenever they came off the field last time, they were saying, you know what, guys, we got it figured out. We got to keep doing that. They were really taking responsibility beforehand and really applying themselves and really keeping that family atmosphere, their team motto of real, and making sure that they hold each other accountable. And they really did that in that last drive and continue to do right now.
It will be Nolensville football with 2:13 left at their own 26. They have not led in this game. They have never beaten Page. They've also never won their region. They could do that if they win tonight. First play is an incompletion, trying to set up a screen pass to Samson Johnson.
Yeah, that was a look one way and then coming back to the other side right there, and it's a no-go there on first down. But, Max, these are the situations that you practice each and every week, getting the ball, tie score, 2 minutes left to go in the game, and these are the things that you practice all season long to try to go win a football game.
Kobe Walton trying to get away, and he's knocked down. Eric Hazard causing a hazard in the backfield.
So now if you're Page, you got to consider using one of those 3 timeouts to save a little clock right here.
Coach Charles Rathbone walking towards the line of scrimmage. But no signal as of now. They'll let this clock run. Play clock still at 20. 3rd and 15 for Nolensville in a tie game. Walton screen to Johnson. Got a long way to go and a couple of guys to beat. He beats the first few, but he doesn't go far enough. Connor West hit him, and he's going to be about 1.5 yards short. Do you gamble on 4th and 1 here in your own territory?
Yeah, they are not putting the punting unit out. They're going for it. Clock's running.
There is an injured player, though. Cole Combs is down for Page.
And this is going to give Nolensville the opportunity to get the play that they want right here. And also give Coach Derrick an opportunity to say, hey, do I really want to go for this, or are we going to punt the football back to Page with 1 minute left?
How do you balance the worry level from Nolensville here? If we don't go for it and we punt it back to them, we might never get it back.
Yeah, I mean, with 1 minute left, you're probably not going to. But the converse of that is, you know, if we go for it and we don't get it, now we've given them the football in plus territory, setting them up for potentially a game-winning drive right here with 1 minute left.
Head coach Paul Derrick, been a part of this Nolensville football program since the beginning. This is year 7 for the school here in Williamson County. Their second ever 7-0 start. Last time they started 7-0, they got to 8-0, lost the last 2 games of the regular season, then lost in the state semifinals in Class 4A. Now they're in 5A, and they got to get through these guys. The Page Patriots, defending 5A state runners-up, both to win the region and to advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the clock, of course, is going to run right here.
Walton goes under center for the first time, doesn't get a bite, goes back. Play clock still at 27. Running back Johnson and quarterback Walton both looking at the sideline, awaiting instructions. Still 15 to snap it. Now the far side receivers don't know what's going on. Unless this is an elaborate deception ruse, I don't think Nolensville has a play in. Timeout. They let it run all the way down to 1 on the play clock. And Nolensville will call the TO.
Yeah, and that's well played right there by Nolensville. This is the right decision right here. They ran all that time off the clock and called the timeout right there to save the delay of game penalty. But a smart play. They're going to punt this football away and essentially went from 1:07 on the clock, Max, down to 25 seconds remaining just by letting that play clock run out.
After the timeout was called, Page cornerback Seth Cabali went down, grabbing at his right knee. He's played a great game tonight at corner. As that Chance Fitzgerald has his assignment the majority of the night. and he has been both on his hands and in his ear from opening kickoff. Special night here in Williamson County. The only 2 5A schools out of the 9 public schools in the county just south of Nashville. They play great football at all 9 of them. These are the 2 that are in 5A. Nolensville is the newest. Page is one of the best. These teams could easily compete in 6A too. We saw it last year with Summit. They went from 5A to 6A, and they ran with the big boys, made the state championship.
Yeah, there's no doubt both of these programs can compete at the 6A level if they had to. And there's Coach Charles Rathbone, his team playing in the Class 5A state championship game. Last year they came up a little short against Knoxville Powell, but a little surprised in this particular scenario on this series, Max, that Coach Rathbone didn't use those timeouts and save a little bit of clock right there for his offense to get the ball back. Could be content with, potentially going to overtime and just trying his hand and his luck in overtime.
We came into tonight with 5 undefeated teams in 5A. These are 2 of them, and the only 2 of the 5 that are in the same region. And the other 2 that played tonight have both won. The Daniel Boone Trailblazers beat Science Hill, and Munford beat Southwind in a de facto region championship in the Memphis area. Nolensville punts. McLean Copeland can't go back far enough. What a roll. Page was probably going to need a big return from Copeland if they wanted any life here.
Yeah, Copeland lost the tracking on that ball right there. You certainly don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're trying to receive that punt, you're backpedaling.
Let's take a look at tonight's budget breaks, stop of the game. Budget breaks, you can pay more, but why would you want to? We don't have to go back far. The Page defense all over Kobe Walton. Eric Hazard, the sophomore, has been a huge presence at outside backer for Page tonight. This is a dude who's going to play D1 in a few years.
Stop right there by Hazard.
Page football, 17 seconds left. They start at their own 15. Ethan Cunningham going nowhere. Trey Woods met him. And that might do it. Nolensville can't stop the clock. And we are going to overtime. High school football overtime is a thing of beauty. Put the football at the 10, give both teams a possession, and see what happens. Well, tonight the stakes are even higher. Nolensville and Page are both 7-0. Winner likely to win the region championship, win the right to host the state quarterfinals a month down the road if they get there, as Nolensville looks to beat Page High School for the first time ever. They've never beaten these guys, and now they take them to overtime. The Nolensville student section has brought it tonight. The band brought it tonight. Everybody from Nolo told us this was the best atmosphere in the state. And in a county where every atmosphere is college level, these guys definitely have the newest, but they very well may have the best. And this is the biggest game ever played here in year 7. We'll go down on the field momentarily for the overtime coin toss. One captain from each team going out, with I absolutely love. Colin Hurd is already there for Page. Nolensville has not yet sent anybody to go hang out with Billy Fellman and flip the coin. It'll be Taylor Wine.
You got me.
You hear more Christmas music as we head to OT.
It's not only Christmas music, they got their phones out and
hanging
all
over
kinds
here
of
on
stuff.
TV. Okay, guys, here's what we have, okay? We're going to flip the coin, you'll call it. If you win a toss, you'll have a choice of offense, defense, or which end of the field you play. We'll only have one coin toss. If we go to a second overtime, the choice will be whomever loses the toss.
Yes, sir.
We good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Same deal as before. What do you want? Heads, tails. You call tails?
Even heads. Is this a dumb call, man?
It is a heads.
Ooh. It's heads.
It's heads. What do you call?
He called tails.
He called tails, so you got to toss.
We want to defend the ball.
You want to defend
Yes, sir.
first.
We wanna
Okay,
go
which
defend.
way do you want to go? Okay, if you'll stand right here. Come here. Stand right here. You stand right there.
Page's Colin Hurd called tails. Nolensville's Taylor Wine said, that's a dumb call. It's going to be heads. And it was heads.
You pick up one timeout.
T. Wine knew.
He's confident, huh?
So Nolensville will get to be on defense first, and Taylor Wine will head straight down there. Man, that was awesome. Let's go down to Sammy.
You know what, Max? Earlier I was talking about the monkey that's up in the stands, and with the overtime, the student section has gotten really rowdy, and right now they've gutted the monkey, and a student is wearing it. So let's really hope that they don't sub you for the monkey, because it doesn't look like your night will end too well for you if they do.
Their boys will be on defense to start OT, so you know Nolensville is going to be loud. You start at the 10. It's college football overtime style, but even closer to 6 from the start. Page in the white uniforms has the football. Both these teams are 7-0. Colin Hurd hands to Ethan Cunningham. Picks up 3 or 4 before he's met and dropped down by Derek Burrows, the senior corner.
Yeah, so first down, they try to play Cunningham to that outside zone to the right side. They've had a lot of success out there. Great pursuit to the football for the Knights defense right there. Going to bring up 2nd and goal here for the Patriots.
It's a gain of 3. They're at the 7. No more clock, no more sticks, just goal to go. Cunningham gets through and goes down. He had a hole, took it down to the 3.
Yep, same formation that time. This time they run it off left tackle right there. They try to run behind big Ronan O'Connell, number 72. The big star lineman pick up a few more yards down to the 3-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 3.
Three wide. Boyce Smith in the left slot. Cunningham tries again, and he's short. It'll be 4th and goal at the 1. 3 straight handoffs to Ethan Cunningham for Page.
Yeah, 4th and goal from the 1. You can kick the field goal and hope Nolensville doesn't score a touchdown, or you can just go for it, which is what the Page Patriots and Coach Charles Rathbone have decided to do right here.
Same formation. Ethan Cunningham's dropped! Joe Carano! And Nolensville can win it with any score.
What a play right there by Joe Carano, coming off the left edge of that defense. Runs right by Jace Hoth, the H-back right there. Crosses his face and makes the biggest tackle of his career.
So now Nolensville gets the ball at the 10. They win with the field goal. They win with a touchdown. The quarterback, Kobe Walton, is not on the football field. They've got either 6 or 7 linemen in there, and the running back, Samson Johnson, set to take the snap with some meat alongside him in the backfield. Everybody's blocking for Samson Johnson, who picks up 4 on first down. They've got Nick Rosamondo, the linebacker, who hasn't played offense all year, next to him to be a lead blocker, and Rosamondo's hurt. All 5'8", 205 of him. His dad is the O-line coach at Charlotte, and he's mocking as an O-lineman right now, but headed off injured. Carano, who just made that big defensive stop, will help him.
And they've sent Kobe Walton, the quarterback, back into the game right here. Tried to get a little surprise out of the Wildcat formation with Samson Johnson at the Wildcat quarterback right there. Going with more of a traditional offensive set right here We saw Northcutt enter the game. Of course, Kobe Walton back in at quarterback for this second goal from the 5-yard line.
Nolensville wins with a score of any kind after a huge stop on 4th and goal at the 1 in the top of this overtime. Back to the standard offensive personnel. 3 wide with Arafis at tight end and Samson Johnson in the backfield. Confusion in the coverage. Handoff to Fitzgerald on the end around, and he's short. But he picked up at least 2 or 3. It'll be 3rd and goal at the 3.
Good backside pursuit by Page right there. That's the jet sweep that they scored on earlier. That play designed to hit to the outside. Fitzgerald saw a crease and tried to cut it up right there, but was swallowed up by the backside pursuit of the Page defense. Everybody in their gaps playing their assignments.
Samson Johnson. Touchdown! Nolensville wins! The biggest game in school history becomes the biggest win in school history. They storm the field at Nolensville High School. Nolensville's first lead of the game is at the end of overtime number 1. 27-21 on a 3-yard touchdown run by the senior 4th-year starter, running back Samson Johnson.
Just an inside zone run. Great blocking by the offensive line. Johnson finds his crease right there for the walk-off touchdown. No need to kick the extra point right there. And I tell you what, if you're going to find a way to get your first lead of the game, it best be at the end of your first overtime right there, because this game is over.
In their 5th ever meeting, Nolensville High School beats Page High School in football for the first time ever and stays 8-0. They have one more region game left this season. It's 3 weeks from tonight at Franklin County. If they win that game, Nolensville is the region champions for the first time in their 7-year school history.
And there's a real possibility of being back here for the state quarterfinals in the 3rd round between these two teams, because these are two really good football teams.
Here's tonight's Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game to set up the touchdown. 4th and goal from the 1 for Page in the first overtime. Joe Carano goes straight through to set up the Nolensville W.
That's him right here. Just beats the H-back across his face in the backfield. Reads the play exactly the way you're supposed to as an outside linebacker. And that is our play of the game.
Wow. Joe Carano, contributor on both sides, starter at outside linebacker as a junior. Big man, 6'4", 195, cut straight on through on 4th and goal at the 1. They lost 3 yards on that play.
They did, and if you're a blocker, your number one principle on 4th and 1 is I can't get beat to the inside. Carano just launches himself out of his stance right there and just beats the blocker to the point of attack and makes the biggest play of his career.
Final score, Nolensville 27, Page 21. The Knights are 8-0. The Patriots are 7-1. We'll talk to the Nolo Knights and give them a trophy when we come back, so don't go anywhere.
BMC Metalworks, an industry leader in CNC machining, steel fabrication, and field support services, offering a new beam drilling equipment and new state-of-the-art Dragon CNC plasma tube and pipe cutting system. Visit BMCMetalworksLLC.com.
Are you part of a winning team? The Tennessee Titans are one of only 2 NFL teams with a winning record 6 years in a row.
Did you know there are more than 50,000 roofing companies? but there's only one Rackley Roofing. Some call us the Titan of the roofing industry.
As far as our winning record, we're undefeated.
If you want to be part of a winning team, call Rackley today.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Rackley Roofing, the official roofer of the Tennessee Titans.
The National Desk. Context and perspective from America's news now.
Am I getting a dose of toxic chemicals just by eating this food?
Follow-up investigative reports from the National Desk.
The connection to China and our food supply.
Choose America's news now, each weeknight from the National Desk.
Watch the National Desk tonight at 10 and 10:30 on MyTV30.
BMC Metalworks continues its legacy of over 45 years of excellence in CNC machining, steel fabrication, and field support services. BMC's #1 priority is meeting customers' requirements with quality assurance and superior service. Visit bmcmetalworksllc.com to find out more.
Monday morning on the National Desk, America's News Now. How much more gas prices went up over the weekend? Former White House economic advisor Steve Moore joining us to talk money and the projected economic struggles ahead. That's Monday on the National Desk. America's News Now, weekday mornings.
Name something your pet does more often than your partner does. Lick you.
Weekdays at 5, 5:30, and 6:30 on MyTV30.
The biggest high school football game in Tennessee lived up to the billing tonight. Nolensville did not lead at any point in regulation. They walk off a 27-21 winner over Page in overtime. A 4th and goal stop at the 1 for linebacker Joe Carano, and a game-winning touchdown for running back Samson Johnson. Nolensville stays undefeated. Page goes to 7-1, and Samson Johnson is our Bart Durham Injury Law Player of the Game. I stand corrected. It's Chance Fitzgerald, receiver, who led the way.
Yeah, Fitzgerald so big on that last drive, on that touchdown drive in regulation, just unbelievable. And what a night for him.
The Nolensville team is assembled. There are about 1,000 million people on the field right now, but one of them is Sammy Kincaid, and she's got a trophy.
Coach, you knew this was going to be a tough one. What can you say about the resiliency of your team?
I think we showed a lot of heart tonight. I told them at halftime that we've been here before, just like I mentioned at halftime the Giles County game, and they showed a lot of guts in the second half and fought to the very end. Hats off to Page for a great game. I think this game was one that everybody was looking forward to, and it definitely lived up to the hype tonight.
And the defense really came up strong there in overtime. What can you say about the defense?
Yeah, I mean, a goal line stand down there to win in overtime, that didn't get much better than that.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and go ahead and celebrate with your team.
Josh, I think we just witnessed the biggest win in Nolensville high school football history.
Yeah, it certainly did, and there will be more big wins to come, but this is something for Coach Paul Derrick that is just huge for his program to be able to finally get over that hump of beating Page and, all the work that they've done. That he said earlier, hey, we preach as a coaching staff each week. Each week is the same. He goes, however, this one's a little bit different. And you see the excitement of their players and their students down there enjoying this. This is what high school football is all about. And what a win for the Nolensville Knights tonight. Hats off to Page. They played a great game. They are a great football team. And like I said, we could be back here for the third round of the playoffs for the state quarterfinals, seeing these two teams in a rematch just like last year.
Nolensville is one more region win away from their first ever region title. They are 8-0, 4-0 in the region. Page falls to 7-1 and 3-1 in region play, and they do not have a chance to win the region any longer. It will be either Nolensville or Franklin County. The winner of that game in week 11, 3 weeks from now. Both these teams are off next week. Play non-region against 6A county rivals in week 10, and they will finish up with region games. That Nolensville at Franklin County game on October 28th will be for the Region 6 of Class 5A champion. That's all we got for tonight. I want to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners who support us: Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham Injury Law, Rackley Roofing, and the UPS Store, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for you to watch at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2022 high school football telecasts. BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Tennessee Homebuyers, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Vol State Community College, U.S. Community Credit Union, and Josh Houston and Associates. We'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support. Page High School and our first-time host, Nolensville High School. We will be back. Fun one. The largest lead for anybody was 7, so of course it went to overtime. Nolensville stays undefeated and beats Page in football for the first time ever by a 27-21 final. And it was fun all the way. For our statistician, Brian Stegall, producers, Travis Porterfield, David Dow, Lee Scott, and Steve Mann, who run the show at Friday Night Rivals, Josh Corey, Sammy Kincaid, my name's Max Hers. Great game tonight. We will talk to you next Friday. Josh is going on by. Sammy and I and our buddy Jared Morse will be at the Battle of the Borough, Oakland and Riverdale next Friday night as the Pats look to try and start a new winning streak. Final score in overtime, Nolensville 27, Page 21.